Number 1 Iron Age Booty Daddy.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Iron Age Nights. What's going on, everybody? How is everyone doing?
How's it going?
Oh my good lord, that applause is too long. You would think I would edit it. I will do it eventually. I just have to sound.
You won't.
No, I will. I just have to find the sound file and hope that I transferred it onto this computer. Because it's somewhere. It's somewhere. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Iron Age Nights. We are very, very excited. Ladies and gentlemen, we got Iron Age music. It's amazing. And I mistakenly said on a Twitter post that this is our first musician. It is not our first musician. It's our second musician. I totally forgot about JVP but he was doing like this audio like comic thing that was going on, right? And I literally sent JVP a tweet. I was like, "Hey, bro, I forgot." But the cool thing is this is our first musician that is releasing an album, releasing an EP, and working to go for that. So we all have some fantastic. I was actually checking out. I was checking out your tune the other day. Hobo, or your intro, your YouTube intro. That's pretty good, man. We got to play that. That's pretty good. So
for which show? The Thursday shows or the Friday show?
No, it's your intro video on YouTube.
Intro video?
We don't fear the Rona, I think is what I was saying.
Afraid of Rona. Oh yeah.
That was a great one, dude. But before we get too heavy into that, ladies and gentlemen, I have to say hello to the chat. Over in the Rumble chat, we have Frequency Studios Publishing. He says the plussy had been pounded. Oh God. Joseph Peck 3 times, 10 cage 5 times. Oh
Boys,
God. Lieutenant
might
Bob.
need to go outside for a while.
I can't control the Rumble chat. It's the Rumble chat. Lieutenant Bob, also known as King Bob on YouTube, is over here on Rumble. Rumble's having problems for a lot of people. They need to get that stuff worked out. They do need to get that stuff worked out. Over here on YouTube, we've got Black Knight, also known as Ragmar Virillion on YouTube. Black Knight, what's going on? We've got Wrangler. Wrangler shows up. He drops 420 and says music time in his super chat. He actually left a message this time. Maji Chan for $5 says, show hasn't started and I know it will be better than playing Call of Groomers. Hail Iron Age Knights. Dawn. The Wigs keep fighting. Yes. Oh my gosh. Did you guys hear about the Call of Duty stuff going on?
Yes.
Oh, it's
kind of, but yeah.
Basically, they're following suit with the rest of the insanity. That's all.
That's basically what I got.
I'm
sure I'm not going to enjoy hearing about.
They want to put all of it in front of your kids. That's all that's what they want to do. That's how they are. So we've got Horizon Talker over there. What's going on? Joseph Peck, how are you? Evely Music, what's going on? 10 Cage, Immortal Rising Comic Book, what's going on? He says, hail nerds. I love that. Redoubt Productions, what's going on? Guilty Gearhead, Oxen W, Kikomon. Oh good lord, and everybody's chatting a lot. Oh god, it jumped again. Oh god. And then I think we've got JVP Music down there. We've got James Craik as well. Jose Hernandez is down there as well. Hello, everybody. Horizon Talker, the power of Hobo compels you to hit that like button. Yes, nice. That would be awesome. That would be awesome if you would hit the like button for me. On both. Yes, Skunk's Workshop, he's joining us as well. What's going on? LOL, Call of Groomers. Yes. Yes. And then a couple of chats over for $5 on Rumble. Kikomon's over there. He says his Hobo Sermons from Minnesota. Woo! Shitty government, great state.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
You are from Minnesota.
Yeah. The very first time I ever got to vote, I voted for Jesse the Body Ventura.
Oh, there
he won, and he did a good job. I think. I
don't know. You're just like, let's not. Maybe I'm wrong. JVP Music also for $2 says, "Big welcome to Hobo." Yes, guys, we're actually going to listen to some tracks tonight. So, Hobo, there's a private chat over here. So, any tracks that you want to show off to the audience tonight, we also have your Indiegogo link. So, guys, you need to go over to the Indiegogo link and you need to click on that and help Hobo Sermons reach his goal of being able to fund an EP.
Yes.
So that way he can give you guys some fantastic. He's got a good sound, guys. He's got great mellow sound. Folk, I think a lot of people relate to.
Yep.
And then, yeah, no, and it's actually really, really good. I don't like a lot of folk music, and your stuff is actually pretty good. So,
pretty good.
Yeah, it is. It is. If it's not for me, I'm just like, no, but I actually enjoy it. I actually like something from a little bit of every genre. But guys, before I trail off too much of the music talk, because we're gonna get the music topic, which is awesome because I love talking music with anybody. I have to introduce the man, the myth, the legend, the guy who bangs on the anvil and releases it in a magazine. And we also call him the King because I'm an idiot and everybody else ran with it. King Richard, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. It's been a tumultuous week, shall we say? But things are coming together. I'm we're getting real close to printing the first issue of Anvil. The second issue content has been locked in, and I'm talking to artists and also getting contracts drawn up and yada yada. So that is things that are going to get done this weekend, but nothing
hope.
Really to announce. The folks who are going to be in the magazine have all responded, so all that's confirmed, and it's just a matter of getting the art lined up and starting the whole process all over again. But I am going to make sure that the fulfillment, there's at least everything is in the mail before we fire off the second crowdfunder. So, that's a little bit of a time crunch there, but I think everything's going to be much, much smoother for the second issue.
I hope so, because you have been unusually quiet and looking quite stressed lately. Good sir.
Well, just a little bit of tension. I hate uncertainty, so I now have less of that, which is a very good feeling.
I bask in the uncertainty, so which is not good. Which my wife hates it. My wife, everything be going smooth, and all of a sudden I'm freaking out, and I'm just like, I don't know what to do, babe. I'm having a panic attack, and she's like, babe, life is good, and I'm like, I know.
You're like, this is fine. This is fine. Oh no, it's not fine.
It's not fine. It's not okay. None of this is okay. Life is good, and I'm freaking out. I have to be between the rock and the hard place. That's where I live. That's where I'm comfortable. And that's how I do.
I'm like I only have 80% of control, 80% control of the situation. I'm beginning to become anxious, and as that number ticks down, I get more and more anxious until I regain some degree of certainty about things, and then okay.
Oh yeah, we are total
I
opposites.
can unwind.
As soon as I'm certain, I'm just like.
I have a trick for that. You just gotta tell yourself, this is gonna be great. That's all you gotta do when you start spiraling like that. You just go,
When I start saying that, the little voice in the back of my head says, "Warning, warning."
Oh, there you go.
Certainty only at 82%.
Exactly.
Oh, good Lord. With that, ladies and gentlemen, I will introduce my other fantastic co-hosts, the man, the other myth, the other legend, but he does not bang on an anvil. He, in fact, sits on a seat of power in which he culminates that power into a black void that he will unleash on the planet one day. But
Really?
that black void will draw everybody into fantastic story. Let me finish my pitch. Fuck it, fine. It's Daniel. Here he is. He's there.
Yeah. That should be the introduction at all times. It should be like big, grand, glorious thing for Richard. And then
I was gonna say this is
Daniel.
a major. Yeah, I was gonna say this is like a major undersell of Daniel here.
That's the way I like it.
Oh
no
God. No, I'm not worried about a shill. How has your week been? We get to shills later. You're not drunk enough yet for that. I know that.
No, I'll get there.
Yeah. Just remember, if you get them drunk enough, they will shill.
Yes.
Gentlemen, be careful with that information.
But only on Friday.
Hobo beat me to the punchline on that. Thank you for getting there before I did it. That makes me happy. Oh, how's your last week been, good sir?
Good. Been working on client projects and was finishing things up with Richard as far as Anvil issue 2, because I do the editing, which means the stories get to be mine.
See, I have heard that Richard cracks the whip and Daniel goes, "Sit down." And then it's just that's literally what I've heard in our DMs. I don't know. Maybe I'm making that up. I don't know.
Nah, it's more like you're wrong. No, I think we should do this. No, I don't agree. Well, we're going to do this. Fine.
I think the difference in tastes is to the mutual benefit of the magazine, but we'll see.
Absolutely.
We'll see. We'll see.
But it is fun to have that weird, that sort of 70s sitcom odd couple thing going on.
Well, thank God I'm not there, because then it would just turn into Three's Company, and that's just
there.
Weird.
You go. It just gets
all
weird.
Right. And really quickly, before we introduce our fantastic guest this evening, the Ultimate Kahuna for $1.99 says, "With that weak wig, sir, don't make it mad." It's okay. Don't make it mad. It's fine. You need a sermon from Hobo. Oh, and we shall get sermons from Hobo. We absolutely shall. And
I'm excited.
Oh, it's going to be awesome. Maji Chan for $2 says, "We love the seat of power. Daniel is the Chad." And then the Ultimate Kahuna for $1.99 says, "Daniel-san is becoming a bigger weeb." Woo! I never should have let the weebs in my gilded, but I did. And I didn't realize that I let all of them in until after. I was like, "So, hey, guys, I've been checking out anime." And then the chat moved faster than I've ever seen it move in Gilded. And there was just all this anime stuff. And I was like, I need an adult.
Is that a Final Fantasy mage without the hat?
No. Well, it is Final Fantasy, but this is a Tonberry.
Oh, God.
Okay.
It's a tiny little green critter that walks very slowly, but if it gets close enough to you, it will kill you with its little knife.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
One hit kill.
My buddies played Final Fantasy when I was a kid, and I just sat there in the room and just watched them play it. I'm like, oh, this is kind of
I don't
cool.
know if the batteries still work on it, but yeah, they do. It lights up.
Oh, there you go. That's cool. Trippy soul. F those things. Oh, trippy.
That's
trippy.
why I have them. The Guardians.
Oh,
the Guardian
God.
of the Seat of Power.
Oh, God. All right, and ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado for everyone, we have a fantastic guest this evening. Not the first musical guest that we've had on the stream, as I was promptly reminded of in my own tweet today by me. But the first musical guest that we have that's actually going to produce music. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have been around My Gilded, if you guys have checked out his streams, you know who he is. But if you haven't, we're about to introduce you. Ladies and gentlemen, I give to you Hobo Sermons. Sir, how are you doing?
I'm doing all right. Thank you so much for having me on, Royce. It's a real honor. And it's nice to be able to actually talk with Richard. He's been a big help with my Indiegogo campaign. He did Daniel's job. He actually edited what my campaign write-up was.
Daniel, you're slacking.
Yeah, but no, it's really nice to meet you as well,
I
Daniel.
didn't get asked.
Good chat. So it's been a big help, and yeah, everybody on like the Gilded on A Drink with Crazy is just great. I've met people there, and hopefully get some more supporters that want to back the EP as well. So yeah, I'm excited to be here.
Oh, awesome. Well, no, I'm glad. We do have some people saying turn up your mic volume if you can.
Mic volume.
That might be a StreamYard thing too, guys.
I can adjust a little bit, but
yeah, if you can adjust it on StreamYard, that would be wonderful. Sorry about that. I hate StreamYard, dude. It always does wonky stuff.
Iron Age Nights, technical difficulties.
Oh my
Boomer
God,
moments.
Yeah. Hey, I haven't had a boomer moment on this show in forever.
Yeah,
okay?
well, I mean, I have a boomer moment every week on my
I am
Sunday
aware.
night chill
I'm
stream.
aware.
So
I'm aware. You had a boomer moment on Wednesday. Last week, you're like, my audio's not here. I don't know what's going
Wednesday,
on with my audio.
who? Yeah, I was gonna say Wednesday. That
This
was
is,
brutal.
Dojo, that was hilarious.
That was hilariously brutal. Was
Dude, he was like,
I don't know.
he was like, yeah, we're doing trivia tonight, and I was just like,
Trivia?
We're doing what? That was a great stream. I actually had a lot of fun with that, dude. That was.
I knew
really
the answer
fun.
to one confidently. I think that was it. We like process of elimination reached another one, but that was
I know.
like,
I
got one
bad.
too.
It was bad. It was bad. Oh man. So Hobo Sermons.
Yes.
Give
Is that any better?
Oh,
that
is
is way
much
better.
better.
It was the wrong mic, wasn't it?
Much
It was
better.
the wrong mic. It was the web.
It was the
mic.
wrong-
Yeah,
okay.
I almost said
Okay.
something.
Because I was looking at the mic that you were using, and I was
Always.
like, "It's not that mic."
Oh no, this is the real deal. It's got a little
Which one is that? What mic is that? Oh, we're talking
SM58. This is the
Yeah,
president's
boy.
mic.
Oh, with the big. Oh, you got the big filter on it.
No, it's just a generic.
It's just a
little
slip
foam
on though,
cover.
right? It's
Yeah.
No,
No,
so
it's
it's
the
not.
real-
Yeah, no, yeah. Yep. So guys, and Hobo, I'm gonna blow you up real quick. Hold on, Hobo, leave that there. So guys, I did a video a while back talking about microphones you should get, and I said I use the SM57s. This is its voiced mic, the SM58. So for those of you who are wondering about what microphones to get, listen to Hobo tonight and judge that sound. And I don't have an SM58, but seriously, guys, this is one of the mics that I was talking about. So for those of you interested in audio quality, that's one of the mics that I was talking about. So
they're wonderful. I mean,
Yeah.
I put the foam cap on.
to help with the plosives.
Yeah, because I'm talking. But when I do a show, I don't put that on because I'm singing. So you're moving around a lot more, and
Mhm.
But if you're on a conversation, I mean, they're still just perfect. You just put a generic foam pop filter like that,
Dude, for
they're heavy though. You got to make sure you have a.
they're awesome.
Yeah. Oh, they're incredible.
No, like I said, my 57, it's my 57's actually over there, dude. That's actually what I was using with a very similar filter. But
yeah, it's just generic filter, whatever, like
Love
a
it.
$2 filter. But yeah, the mic's great. It's heavy too. That's how you know it's real. It's like it's a brick.
Oh yeah,
and you can drop it too, but don't. You shouldn't be dropping it, but I mean that's like the thing about it. You can drop it. You're like, oh, and then it's just like, that was nothing.
I've absolutely dropped my 57s, and I'm like, and then they still work at a show, and you're like,
There's nothing wrong with them. They're so tough.
Dude, they're just workhorses, man. You could beat a map with that and put it on.
Yeah,
a
you
wall.
can find like 40-year-old SM57s and SM58s that they've been around since. You'll find studios that still have them from the 80s and the 70s in there.
No, because they're great. They're great. They don't die. They're freaking fantastic. So, Hobo, do me a favor. For those who don't know, I want you to introduce yourself, and I want you to tell us how you got into music and where you're kind of going from there. Let's get it started off with that.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I am Hobo Sermons. Thank you very much. I got started in music. Well, I wouldn't know how to answer that because I've been like done piano lessons as a kid, played saxophone in the school band in elementary school. But for what I'm doing now and for playing the guitar, that actually started because I found my father's old acoustic guitar in the attic, an old Epiphone. I forget what it is. It's a concert style, smaller. Found that in the attic. He's like, oh yeah, that's when I was a hippie and thought I was going to learn how to play songs, and he never did. And he's like, so you can have it. And I basically just taught myself how to play acoustic guitar because I had some musical knowledge. But yeah, and that got me, I've just always used it as kind of like therapy in a way, feeling down, feeling angry, just grab a guitar and just, it can distract your mind. You can learn a song, you can try to write a song, whatever. And but recently what I've started doing is I always wrote songs on my own, but never really shared them with anybody. And some people started telling me, well, you gotta get it out there. You gotta get it out there. And really, since the whole virus of unspecified origins began, and I got locked down, I started streaming on a mobile phone on Facebook, and then just kind of evolved from there. And now it's been I don't know. I decided, I was like, I'm gonna try to do something with this because music kind of stinks these days. It's just in one ear, out the other. It's just disposable.
It's really not
what was
memorable.
The other question? Oh no, it's not. Like, name what was a great song that you've heard recently?
A great song? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, my great songs, like, and I still have my bands, like, and even great with an asterisk, but like my great songs that I remember even from the last decade aren't from all over the place. They're from very specific bands that I've followed for years, like Godsmack and things like that. Like,
sure.
But yeah, a great song. No, I haven't heard a great, I will put it this way. I haven't heard a unifying song. And that's how you know a song is great, is when people from all over the place can come together and go, that song is amazing. And music is in a very, very digital place right now.
Auto-tune.
Yeah, it's in a very digital place, but I don't think that's necessarily bad. I think it has way more to do with that it's mirroring what's happening with Hollywood and television and movie studios. The record companies are like, nah, this is the winner. We're just gonna keep chugging this out. Why is Taylor Swift? The top 10 are all Taylor Swift songs, or they were at one point this year.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, everybody loves Taylor Swift, and it's like, yeah, but you've done it to death. One thing that I'll tell you that really got me interested in starting to do more of my own music and putting it out there was when I must have been 2019 or 2020. Billie Eilish won like 4 Grammy Awards.
I
had never heard of her, and I put on her music, and I went, "This won a Grammy?"
Yeah,
and I was shocked. I was like, "This can't be," and I was kind of like, I got angry a bit, and I was like, "There's no way," and I was like, "I'm gonna do something about this, so I'm gonna change right." Which is a bad attitude to have, that I'm going to change the way music's done. And then I figured that out too. It was like, no. I think it's the same thing with comic books. It's the same thing with television and movies right now. It's the evolutionary meme. Go back, we fucked up.
Yep.
It's in the music thing too. It's everywhere. It's I've mentioned before, I think in a chat, I said I distrust anything where it has post as a prefix, post rock, post music, post modern.
I hate the sub-genreification of music.
Oh, yeah, it's
And
terrible.
I'll point to, and I know, and a lot of people may have, because he's absolutely corporate shill, but like Ozzy, you listen to an Ozzy album, it had what was considered, you know, the 80s hard rock at the time, and it had ballads on it, all in the same album. And you don't hear artists having that diversity of sound on it. I mean, does the album even exist anymore? Can you
No.
like?
No.
Well,
I mean,
talking about subgenres and things like that, I'm not a very musically educated guy.
what the fuck are you doing?
Right, I don't know. I'm not sure either. But what I was going to say is that people talk about
this is going to be good, Royce. Just relax.
People talk about genres being within like books, for example, being designed more to sell than anything else. So like genres are for consumers, and actually not even really for consumers. They're for, you know, like bookstores in that case.
Yeah.
Right. So it seems like genres are very much like handles for people who do not know or care about the music itself to process that music without having to pay any attention to it. Is that a similar? Would you say that's a fair assessment?
In a way, yeah, I would say it does do that, but I think it's more so. It's just, again, it's just like it's so that they can find it. Like you said, it's more for like the radio stations. Like a bookstore can be like, this is sci-fi, adult, contemporary, self-help.
Yeah.
So it's like radio stations or channels. They use it as a just sort of like, you know, here's a box. Do you like these kinds of boxes? Right. We have those boxes, which is helpful, but also at the same time limiting. Like you said,
I think it's one thing
with hard rock.
Yeah, well, that's why I asked people. I was like, wait, modern hard rock or 80s hard rock? And people look at me and they blink and they go, what do you mean? I'm like, there's a very big difference.
Not to the general public.
But people are like, oh yeah, I like hard rock. And I'm like, whoa, hold on. Are we talking like Five Finger Death Punch, or are we talking hair metal?
Journey.
Like, what are we talking? Yeah, right. yeah. And it's and people look at me and they're like, no, Journey's classic rock. And I'm like, okay, so hold on. But when they originally came out, they only became classic after they'd been around for long and they became old. Like you become classic when you become old. Yep. And so first of all, fuck you. And second of all,
agreed.
right? Anybody over 30 in the chat? No, maybe. Okay.
Hey, I'm over 30.
Yeah, I am.
The classic alt rock of the 90s.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think it's just called 90s music.
When I started hearing the Chili Peppers on classic rock stations, I was like, dude.
Chili Peppers, Smash Mouth, Limp Bizkit.
Oh my god.
They're all played on the classic rock radio stations.
Dude. Smash Mouth is? Oh no.
Oh no, dude. I heard the one that threw me for a loop really, really bad was, oh god, what was it? It was I want to say they like a classic rock station. Then they were I think they were a little early on it, but they started playing like Three Doors Down, Kryptonite, and I'm like, no. I heard it once, and I was like, no, I'm not that fucking old. No,
it's not classic rock.
I was like, it's not classic rock. Like I was alive during that. I'm not classic yet.
Yeah, but even in that way, then it's like, this is classic rock, that isn't classic rock. That's still kind of to the problem that Richard was talking about. It's just like, oh, what box does it have to go in? And I think that's a limiting thing as well, where you're kind of like, because I saw in the chat somebody wrote Post Malone sucks, right? I think it was Trippy wrote Post Malone sucks. But if you check out Post Malone, he did country songs where he played acoustic guitar. And it was like a live show or a live recording, and he did a Travis Tritt song, or maybe it might have been Travis Tritt.
I thought I saw that, but yeah, he was while great. Back. Yeah,
I was like, whoa, what the hell? And he during I think it was 2020, he was locked down somewhere, and he was doing Nirvana covers on like he had a gold top Les Paul. He was doing Nirvana covers, and you were like, what the hell? Who is this guy?
Mm-hmm.
Where have you been? Why don't you put this on any of your albums? You might get a bigger audience.
Mm-hmm.
If people like, you're like, you can do your, the Spider-Verse song, Mr. Flower, right? But you can also do your cover of Sturgill Simpson's You Can Wear the Crown, or a Nirvana cover. Like, stick that on your album. You might get a lot more people liking your music, and why not go outside your box?
Probably
You know what I
not
mean?
allowed.
You're not allowed.
Well, I don't know. I mean, he's out there in full kit shooting machine guns with people like Grand Thumb, So
that is true. That I saw that. Yeah,
I give him a little bit of props
he's a huge
for that.
gamer too. Apparently, he's a giant gamer. He's like a Call of Duty guy, I believe.
Post Malone is a fucking meme and will live as long as.
I kind of feel
lives.
I was gonna say, I kind of feel like he's sort of transcended into some kind of bizarre, like stage of success that it's hard to evaluate what like. Well, he should do this, and it's like, I don't know.
He's
you know
just
what
an
I mean?
example.
Like, who knows?
Well, so we're.
But
talking...
I mean, I agree that probably a lot of his decisions aren't necessarily made for artistic reasons.
Exactly.
They're probably made for monetary reasons. And at a certain point, if somebody tells you, "I'm going to pay you, $10 million to sing this thing that is utter garbage,"
I'll do it.
I
don't care. I'll do it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
It's 10.
I mean, it's an album. I don't know. It's not like you're asking. It's not like you're shooting somebody or cutting off your own foot or something.
So, yeah, it's $10 million. It's I would do. Well, we were talking about this the other day.
What were you gonna say, Bryce?
Oh no, I was just saying. Talk like the music stuff. MTV's not airing anymore. Like, think about that. It is no longer on the air anymore. MTV, we're talking about
music television for 20 years.
No, I mean, but it hasn't. But think about that, though. I mean, I grew up every day before school because I knew how to tune my parents' antennas to actually get MTV2 when we didn't have cable, which was awesome, by the way. My dad was really pissed that the antennas got bent real. But anyway, why'd you bend the antennas like that? I'm like, no, Dad, look at this. I could get it. And he looked and he was like, how the he understood. But I used to watch music videos on, it was MTV2 at the time. But even when I was growing up, MTV was still music to a certain degree. And it slowly became less and less and less. And now all of a sudden, but think about that. MTV, one of the biggest American staples, it's gone. It's done. It's no longer on the air. They took it off.
Doesn't need to be.
I'm not saying it doesn't need to be, but that signified to me, and obviously it hasn't been music television for a long time, but that signified to me that music is just in a different place than it used to be in society. Do you guys feel that, or are we all in a different place with that one? Because I don't feel with the current music that's out there right now that it has that musical, or that there is a pull in society that unifies everybody. I mean, I was jamming out to a bunch of like Michael Jackson concerts and stuff the other day, and I'm sitting there, and my kids are like, Dad, this is really good. I'm like, I know. Like, even my kids, they don't know Michael Jackson. They don't know how big he was when I was a kid, or how big he was when like our parents were teenagers and stuff. Like, the guy was mad. My kids don't know, and even my kids are just like, how does he do that? And I'm like, music is just in a different place now. So like, where do you feel that music is now, Hobo?
Oh God. Well, I think one of the biggest things that has done it, like everybody says it's the digital problem, it's the streaming problem. No, I wouldn't say that. I think digital format of music is a natural evolution. We went, you know how hard a cassette was, and if you ruined your cassette, anybody that's old enough, you put a cassette in the cassette player, and then you heard that sound, and you knew immediately what it was. It's eating the fucking tape. No, get it out of there, gentle. Right? It's this whole
I never
thing,
saved it.
and then it was like, you know, before that it was records and LPs, which would just, they would get scratched so easily, or the needle, the stylus could just, if you had a crummy one. And then we got to CDs. CDs were better, but again, they could still scratch as well. And we've just evolved. Now we're at MP3 files and FLAC lost, like really high quality audio files that you'll almost, like, unless you have an incredible ear, you won't be able to tell the difference between a high quality, like FLAC lossless audio file and vinyl. You play them together, most people will never hear the difference. They'll sound almost exactly the same. So I don't think it's not a medium problem. I think it is a perception problem, where it has become its boxes and its disposable commodity. Look at the most popular shows in most countries are a Got Talent show. Those drive ratings all over the world. They're huge. They're not just America's Got Talent or whatever, you know, The Voice. Those same productions exist in 100 different languages in 100 different countries. So it's not just like Western music or American music that's being affected. It's all music. So for some reason, K-pop is a global phenomena. Like, it's known all over the world.
I don't
like,
understand
how the
K-pop.
fuck did that happen?
I don't know.
Right? Like,
that's a very good question.
Is that more about like the performance aspect
exactly.
of
Yeah, K-pop
it's
is
a
high
commodity.
quality boy bands. That's all it is.
Yeah.
It's
a-
I know.
it's a
Yeah.
brand,
It is
it's a
90s
box.
boy band. So I'll tell you this. So my
Well,
and I was like,
girl
oh
bands.
no. So the Hanson, the kids that did Mbop, right?
Mhm.
A few years back, they did a 90s revival. It was like VH1 or something like that. And they got the Mbop guys, the Hanson. And, you know, they're all grown up and they're playing guitars. And one dude's got a tambourine and the other guy's got it's a salt shaker that acts as a percussion. But they're singing. And I'm sitting there like watching. And I'm like, hey, yeah, the guys still sound good. And my second daughter, I mean, she like glued to the screen. And I'm looking at but like glued. And I'm like, what the? I'm like, okay, I get it. It's a good song. And I look up and I'm just like, oh, fuck, the guys are men pretty. And I remembered for a second.
Do they still
I'm
have long hair?
No, well, one of them does.
Okay, I was gonna
One
say,
of
I
them
remember
does.
that kind of being like the thing.
My
Their
daughter
gimmick, yeah.
still. So here's the power of boy bands. My daughters will still come up to me. Dad, will you play the "I Want It That Way" song, please? Will you play? We want to hear the "I Want It That Way" song. And I'm like, so I have in my adult life listened to the Backstreet Boys a little bit more than I'm proud to say. Only a little.
You
bit.
don't need to make up these
That's
kinds
fine.
of stories, Royce. It's
No,
okay.
no. I play the
It's
music in the
okay.
house as just like, oh, hey, this is a fun memory lane thing, and then the kids get into it, and they're like. And then I come home, I walk into the house, I'm like, okay, like it was fun for memory lane, but now you're telling daddy that he's old. Like, but there was something about how certain sounds could just captivate people. And that's what I went on this long diatribe for. But there was something about how sound could captivate people and bring people in. And it doesn't matter how old or how young. I mean, my kids will do the same thing with Elvis as they'll do, like I said, with the Backstreet Boys. I mean, I put on Jailhouse Rock, and my kids are just as glued to it. They're just like, Dad, this is just a good. There's something about that sound, and we've had it in every generation, but after 2010, for some reason, that sound disappeared. What the hell happened? What happened after 2010 that the sound just disappeared?
It didn't disappear. It's just the focus shifted towards what cookie cutter, the mainstream. That's all.
So I'm kind of curious what Hobo thinks on this.
Hold on really quickly, Swift Sword Rush. I don't secretly love Nickelback. I've openly said on the channel that they're actually my favorite band. I have openly said that on. I have openly said that on the channel. No, they're one of the. No, it's not even. That's not even a fucking joke. I literally have owned all of their albums up until their most recent one, and then some of them disappeared in a car. Like, yeah, that's no. Because I'm one of
Some
those
of
guys.
them
I liked rock and
disappeared.
roll. I liked rock and roll music. I always thought that like the Nickelback set, Nickelback, Hinder, Buck Cherry for a short time there, but all those guys were kind of like the continuation of where like the 80s, like the AC/DC guys like left off. Because we had to take a break for grunge for some reason. Like we had to take a break for grunge for like a decade, and then we finally got back to rock. And I always felt that Nickelback and bands like that at that time were just a continuation of where like AC/DC and those guys kind of left off. And the only reason that they're hated today is because they were so damn popular. They were played everywhere. But yeah, no, that's my personal take on the the Hobo, how
Nickelback
about
is
you?
also Canadian. Don't forget. That's also why
I
they're
know.
hated.
I'm also
So
Canadian.
is Royce.
I'm
Yeah,
the only
I know.
thing
But
that
that's
makes me
also why they're hated so much as
Yeah.
well.
yeah.
No, I'm kidding. But yeah, so like, yeah, you're right. I would say around 2010 is when it all kind of shifted, and I don't think it's I like again, I don't think it's unique to the music industry either. I think that's the time when everything kind of shifted, and that's a weird. I think more people are recognizing that, and it's a very weird thing to understand. Where you're like, oh, why do comic books suck since 2010? Well, why do movies suck since 2010? Why does music suck? Why does anything kind of suck as far as what's supposed to be entertainment or even artistic as well? You look at advertising, even like the amount of like before 2010, there was awesome commercials. Right, everybody we would
Oh, I
look
didn't
forward
think
to
about
the Super Bowl commercials.
Yeah.
Right, you'd be like, oh yeah, and like they've
People would tune in to the
stunk
Super Bowl for the
for the
commercial.
commercials. And
Yeah.
for the past, kind of about 15 years, all of that's just stunk, and I don't have an explanation for it.
Hyper consumerism.
I know, but what ushered that in? I don't know what if there was a single triggering event or it was just a bunch of things gone together. But
I
think
it's
it was
definitely lost.
planned.
Everything's lost meaning. I don't think that people want to create something that's memorable. They want to create something that's profitable.
Yes, that's what I mean. Hyper consumerism.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's. I personally think that there were probably there's obviously a transitional phase, and I think that some of it had to do with the selling off of various properties and conglomerating them into kind of these umbrella IP holders. This is just kind of my my theory, and I'd love to do like a deep dive research on this because I kind of wonder if it's not related to some of the financial problems in 2008. Like maybe a lot of these estates and whatnot went from okay, we're holding on to this and everything else to everything from all sorts of different things were on fire sales, and money was printed for some people and not others. And it's hard to say if something like that was necessarily the factor, or if these big companies just realized, oh well, I can just buy. I mean, buying growth is a corporate strategy that really took off. What with like the mid 2000s, right?
Yeah.
And so I think if you could just buy growth, after a while, you effectively exterminate the kind of all of that middle market. And that middle market is what grows into the mainstream typically. And so the fact that that's kind of been stomped out everywhere, you can, and I'm kind of the opinion that sometimes you can assign like a like nefarious whatever, but some of it is probably just, as much as I've seen a lot of corporate types within my own experience just copy each other's homework. They're like, wow, that did well that quarter. What are they doing? And then 6 months later, they figure out how to do it, and then they just start doing it. And then everybody realizes that, oh, wow, that's successful. So then they just kind of like lemming.
They just do the churn.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so
the cookie cutter.
I kind of
Yeah.
wonder if it's not related to that to a certain degree. I also think that there's a lot of lack of musical education and just education in general about the arts. Right?
Don't get me on the musical education thing.
Oh my
Well,
God, yeah. But
all right,
I wanted to just
all right.
comment on one thing that you said, Richard, where you were talking about it was around 2008. It might have had something to do with the financial crisis at the time.
Oh yeah.
That reminded me about something though, that it is again it is different than before, because you've had when society changes or goes through culture goes through trials like a financial crisis, or like, so we have the civil rights movement that then was a trying time, but what happened was then it evolved in the arts, it evolved in entertainment. We saw an evolution there, a growth. Again, with the Vietnam War, we saw you have like 1971 is considered one of the best years for music on record, just because the amount of like albums that came out in 1971 that were like phenomenal and they're long lasting. You have like Marvin Gaye's What's Going On is 1971. I'm pretty sure the Rolling Stones, was it Sympathy for the Devil? I think Sympathy for the Devil was 1971 as well. I could be wrong. Don't quote me.
Was that 71? I thought Sympathy for
that
No,
was
that
that's
was
not. Sorry, I don't know what I'm thinking of then. It's still early in the morning for me here. So
no, you're
but
fine.
there's
You're
like-
fine. No, don't listen to me. I'm a drunk. It's
There's
fine.
tons.
Don't listen to me.
but that's the weird thing about it, is that it was another sort of social crisis, and rather than coming out of it, there was an evolution and sort of like an expression of, hey, what the hell is all this going on? It all got put into the boxes. It all got made into cookie cutters. So it's a different thing on its own. That whole time we had, within music, within movies, within television shows, and literature and art itself, was when there were crises within the society, or struggles, essentially, the artistic people could help sort of move the whole society through it in a way, and you could grow from it. But then in 2008, everything folded in on itself. It didn't go what had normally happened, and that's a very unique situation, I think, that has led us to this day where it's just stagnation in every artistic form.
Well, and we also didn't actually have a proper financial crash.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
We
had obviously there was significant financial damage, but it didn't like really bottom out.
You want to know why?
And they just propped it up.
You want to know why? Gets into my favorite
interference.
Government. Oh, should we talk? We should not talk about government. Hey guys, for those who haven't heard this, I want to listen, because I want to listen to some of your stuff, and I don't know if you have anything that you'd like to send over, Hobo, that you're just like, no, you should listen to this. But this one here, this is what you've got on your YouTube page. It is a We Didn't Start the Fire parody. Guys, I want you to listen to this because this is absolutely freaking awesome. And I hope it comes through StreamYards, because StreamYards gets stuff a little janky sometimes.
I know, that's true.
Get a woke, go broke, racist cops, super shows, jerking off and Zoom calls, TikTok videos. Party beers, wet pussy, LeBron James, about to see bad lady, Jangling, novel virus, mystery. Cover up for British royals, Hunter Biden, Dick Files, Operation Solar Winds, Eric shit his pants again. Fake tears from Dynamite, Ben Shapiro from a cause, Tucker Carlson sitting there, slack jaws and messy hair. We ain't afraid of Rona, just a cold with a scary name. We ain't afraid of Rona, it's all a plan to make us the slaves. Look ahead, fall upstairs, grab the rail on my step, turn around, fake the smile and the salute. Something about the thing, you know. All I'm trying to say is though Corn Pop's a bad dude, she looks 19 years old. Klaus Schwab, Ghislaine, Zuckerberg, and Fauci, QAnon, House of Sod, and DJT. Mostly peaceful protests, insurrection madness, carbon credit offsets will not help fix this mess. We ain't free of Rona. It's just a cold with a stupid name. We ain't afraid of Rona. It's all a plan to make us this slave. PCRs, UAVs, lockdowns, quarantines, Bill Gates, Epstein, untested vaccines, double mask, triple mask, cotton swabs up your ass, ivermectin, HCQ, doctors banned on YouTube, 20 trillion in debt, schools closed, don't pay rent, inflation, about to hit, you'll eat the bugs that like it, Bitcoin, GameStop, silver stacked and lead locked, I don't think I can watch when this bubble finally pops. We ain't afraid of Rona. It's just a cold with a silly name. We ain't afraid of Rona. It's all a plan to make us the slaves. So we ain't afraid of Rona. It's just a cold with a scary name. We ain't afraid of Rona. It's all a plan to make us the slaves.
Okay, so outside of the fact that you absolutely pay attention to things that I pay attention to, how long did it take you to put that together? That I love that. I love that. And actually, somebody in the chat just a minute ago, where do I download it? Yeah, can I download that anywhere? Is that?
I don't think so. I think it might just be on YouTube. It might be on SoundCloud.
I can download it.
But I don't think so. I think I did it as a standalone video just for YouTube. Like that was a one take thing.
Okay.
And that was on my old crummy camera, on my old crappy CPU and graphics card, and my Faker. That's a fake Fender. That's a fake Fender acoustic guitar.
I'm not a Fender. Well, the Fender acoustic.
Right. But so it's, yeah, that's why the sound quality is terrible. And also Streamlabs, I don't know why it does that when you sometimes play audio and it kind of is just like,
I don't know,
trying to pan left and right or something. I'm like, what are you doing, Streamlabs? But yeah, no, that's not downloadable anywhere at the moment.
Oh, it is.
You have to tune into my show and request it, and that's on Thursdays.
I'll have it on my phone tomorrow. But that's just a me thing, guys. I know how to get it on my phone tomorrow, but that's just a me thing, guys. That's how do you think I get on?
It took I don't know. Sometimes they come like I'm sure most people that do any kind of writing with like lyrics. I mean, yeah, I didn't write the music because it's just we didn't start the fire, but sometimes lyrics will just come at you and it'll just come in a bunch. And for that one, it just did. Like I had like the first verse sort of came to me. I don't know how. And then once I had the first verse and I wrote it down, then they all just kind of then bits and pieces of the other two verses came out. And then I just had to sort of put them in order. I had to edit it, if you will.
Yeah.
And get it all in the correct places. And then, then it just popped out. And that's kind of a way a lot of songs go. And I believe writing poetry, books, anything like that, you'll get surges where it just it becomes so easy. But
do you have a magic hour? Because mine used to be 2 a.m. in the morning. I used to keep a pen and a book next to when I was writing songs. I used to, because I would wake up and hear a song in my head that I'd never heard before, and I would wake up out of a dead sleep, and I would have to half cocked like write down like the one lyric in my head that I could, and then I'd have to close it up and hopefully remember. The bad part is I'd wake up the next morning and I wouldn't remember the melody. But do you have like a magic hour when it just like hits you, or does it come to you?
I'd say like usually it's like around. It's usually after 10 p.m. at night. Like it's around like 10:30, 11, like usually before 1 a.m. is when I'll get some things just kind of going, because it's usually at the end of the day after doing some work and like watching a few videos or listening to a few, live streams. But also the other thing is like now you don't need that pad. You don't need to. You just do your phone. You just turn on the camera or the audio recorder and just quick grab it and record it. And like I'll get the rest of it.
I have.
I'll get around to it. But
I've got many of them. I didn't get around to them, but I've got many of them. No, I was listening to that the other day, and I'm just like, man, like that, just everything that you listed in that song. I was like, holy crap! It was absolutely fantastic. So, let's get into. You're on Indiegogo right now.
Yes.
Setting up for a crowdfund. Hoping to get the backing to get into studio so you can release an EP.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, it's just a 5-song EP. It's called Low. I believe it was on the thumbnail you used. I sent you the album cover art that's going to be used. That's going to be 5 songs. The single is already out because it's an EP, so you have to have a single because EP extended play. So on Spotify, Amazon, Tidal, Deezer, Pandora, wherever
really
you can find Low, which is a single, and that's out. I haven't made a video for it yet.
I believe you sent it to me. Would it be okay if I played it here tonight or no?
No, that's perfectly fine. Yeah, I did send it to you. Yeah, that'd be great. That's get people to maybe be like, they're like, oh, it's only on Spotify. I gotta log in and stuff. I gotta create an account. Right. So if you play it here, and people like it, then they may be like, oh, I don't mind logging into Spotify or iTunes.
There you go.
Add it to my playlist. Yeah. So go right ahead. I know Streamlabs might not do it justice though. Or StreamYard. Sorry.
And that's the problem. If I could actually
it might
download
work
it,
if it's on your desktop. It might work better. It might sound okay. I don't know. I don't know why StreamYards has that weird audio thing sometimes.
If you guys, I tell you what, I can do it, but I need you guys to mute. Otherwise, we're going to get horrible feedback.
Okay, we don't have to do it right now. If you want to wait a little bit,
no, we can wait. We can wait, guys. Hey guys, let's do it this way. Let's do it this way, guys. Let's do it this way.
More music.
Dude, I fucking love that song. I love that we're not afraid to run. I'm actually gonna send that to my mom. My mom will fucking love that, dude.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to.
That's good. Yeah, good. Too. A lot of people that actually got a lot of people like kind of tuned into me because I was in. I've long been in like another. There's like another YouTube channel. They would do live streams and. They would get kicked off of YouTube quite a bit because they're more like political commentary and economic stuff. But made friends in the chat there in the and when I did that, I shared that, and they have that channel has its own Discord group, and I shared it in there, and that got people to come in being like, yeah, because it is funny. There's one woman she loves playing when I'll play it on like a Thursday show, which is when I do my original songs, and she's like, I turn it up to annoy my son-in-law, right? She's like, she turns it up as loud as she can because he's a little bit like he's the dog in the house on fire. It's fine, type of personality. But yeah, that's a fun song that a lot of people that did get a lot of people interested. Another one that I did that you can find on Spotify and SoundCloud that I recorded myself is and it might be on my YouTube channel. I'll have to dig it out. It's on there somewhere. I'd have to dig it out. But it's called R Guy. So that would be but it's actually /ORUGUY /.
So we are at 100% in the poll. I just put up a poll because I needed to prove a point, and I love proving my point. And they said, of course you should play Low. Like nobody. Herman's like, why would you put up a poll? And I'm like, sir, I'm doing psychological warfare, but just let me
engage
do that.
Farming on his own YouTube chat. How shameless.
Oh, dude, I have no shame. I have 4 children. The shame has been ripped out of me. But no. So let's do it this way, guys. All right. You guys are all going to have to hit the mute buttons, and Let me change my audio around here. Hit the mute buttons, guys, or else it's really bad on your end. But hopefully, chat, tell me if you can hear this. It's not going to let me do it because I don't actually have a Spotify account. Why was I able to listen to it a while back? Did you?
Used up your freebies.
Oh, is that what it is?
No, I'm just fucking with you.
I don't know. It won't let me
Didn't
do
I
it.
send you an MP3 file though?
I thought you did. Where did you send that?
I sent it to your Gmail account.
Oh, you sent it to my email. That's why. Okay. I was in the Gilded. All right. Yeah, got it. Okay.
Should we mute again?
Huh? No, not yet, because I already switched. I switched it back and forth. I'm getting better at this thing called producing my show while I'm doing my show. It's really
And Richard and Daniel, I just dropped in the private chat. There's a link. There's another. You might like that one. It's another parody song I did, a single take. It's about and it's actually about Riva. It's called Riva.
I've already heard it and I do enjoy it. Yes.
Oh, cool. Good. Okay, good.
Oh,
I do
check
those
it out.
occasionally too. Those are always fun to do. Weird Al Yankovic always impressed me when I was a kid. Jeez, there's
Hell yeah.
and he was driving me nuts.
All
But
right.
yeah, so
I
parody songs are fun too.
finally found it. I found it.
Hey. No clue what you just said.
Do we have to mute
I,
again?
I think we're probably supposed to mute.
Oh, okay.
Okay, it says there is no sound coming through. That shouldn't be a thing. Kikamon says he could hear it.
I think he might have meant like he's not deaf.
No, it's actually not picking it up.
Yeah, that could just be a
Kikomon may
StreamYard.
also be drunk at this point.
Well,
I should hope so.
Kikomon be like, I can hear stuff.
no, that's not making sense. It's actually not translating. That's weird because that's the same thing
Just-
that
Hold on, I could just share a window of a media player or something.
Yeah, but
Right?
StreamYard screws it all up because I can also do that thing, right? Because I can also do that thing.
Holy smokes.
Wait.
Hold on, I need to download this. There we go.
Yeah, so it's screwing up the audio a little bit though. StreamYard.
Oh yeah.
A non-screwed up version.
Mr. Big Star, have a cigar. You got the talent, you're gonna go far. Get you women, we'll get you millions. We'll take you where you always wanted. It's just a small thing to make it happen. Just a blood oath and black magic. But when the ink dries,
I liked it, but it seemed like I remember there being a little more.
Yeah, no, it's the way it's translating it. It does
Oh,
weird
I see.
audio stuff where it's like it's trying to suppress sounds, I think.
Can't hear you, Royce.
Can't hear Royce now.
Sorry, hard mute. Yeah,
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know why StreamYards does that a lot.
Dude, I don't know either. I will figure it out though. I will figure it out. When you sent that to me, I listened to it a few weeks back, and I was like, wait a minute, this is actually really good. And
Thank you.
and I say that being the guy that I'm not a folk style music fan. However, I always say, you know what? There's probably something in every genre that I can like. I really, really liked that. The way that it was mixed, the way that it was put together, everything was done really, really well. So, what gets you to this EP? Why are you doing this EP? Why are you, you're raising money for it? You're trying to put it out there for everybody. What's going on? What gets you here to this point?
To this point is because I think I can help, like, start to push music back into a direction where it's actually memorable. It's not disposable. It's something that can endure and has actually meaning. I don't want to explain like what the lyrics mean to my songs. I don't like doing that. I feel like that's bad. Let people decide on their own. But like you should be able to hear something and it just sticks and you can remember it. And I'm hoping that I can do that with, this is step one, right? Get it, make a single, get it out there, let people listen to it. Then try to get an EP. So a total of 4 more songs along with Low on an EP. Again, the same guy that recorded it and mixed it and mastered it. He'll be doing the work on the other 4 songs as well. And yeah, just wanting to, like I said, I got, like, when I learned that Billie Eilish had won 4 Grammys, I got kind of mad, and I was like, well, no, like I need to do something. And I know it sounds arrogant, but like, yeah, I need to get out there. And then I was also very much inspired by Raise Your Fists, his rant about the Iron Age of media starting, and he was like, don't complain about it, get out there and start making something. And I was like, well, I have tons of songs that I've written, right? I got to figure out how to start doing something with them, getting them out there. So yeah, that started first the live streams, doing it on my own, and then I met the guy that I'm working with. His name is Niall Flynn. He's doing the recording and the producing.
That sounds like a producer's name.
Well, he was never a giant producer, but he worked with George Michael for 20 years.
Oh shit!
He has writer and producer credits on a couple of songs on the George Michael Patience album. Anybody, I know a lot of people have been like George Michael, right? But he wrote great songs, and that's been helpful as well because of his background. So he has a lot more. He knows sort of like the pop sounds, which a lot of people are like, pop music, that's not good. But it's like, no, pop music is good because it's pop culture is the culture. So if your pop music is good, that's a good sign. If your pop music is just, Taylor Swift at this point, and
dude,
you could call Nicki Minaj pop music at this point, or that, that one girl gets on that one girl's a rapper that was then on a She-Hulk show, Megan Thee Stallion.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, God.
I mean, thank God for Mike Judge coming back and doing Beavis and Butthead again.
I
just
need
for
to
those
see
clips
that
where they
movie.
watch TikTok videos and watch music videos now, and you're like, yes. And it's like, oh yes, and this house, the house comes with horrors, right? Like while they're watching the WAP video, I mean, just tearing it apart. So yeah, the EP is just getting funding for time in the studio with Niall because he's got studio, the mixing, the editing. Also, that's the major part. Mastering is a guy named Paul Gomersall. He's if you look on the campaign, should be a link to his website where he does mastering work. He's been in the business for 20 years as well. So when you hear the Low single, that was his mastering that really boom made it big and powerful.
That
and then of course we're gonna have
fantastic.
to hire. Yeah, he did a great job. I really like it too. And if you do listen to that single Low, you want a system with some good low end as well, some good sub frequencies, because in the chorus, the bass is very low. It's a
lot
very
of-
low, deep bass.
A lot of people may not know what actual like sub frequencies are. Hey, if you've
The
ever
stuff that comes out
been
of the
around a sub
subwoofer.
bass, if you've ever been around a sub like an actual bass, and like somebody gets a sub bass amplifier, it's the weirdest thing to feel bass on your insides when it's quiet.
Yes.
Mhm.
It's highly enjoyable, though.
No, the fuck it is not.
I think it is.
Nothing about that is an enjoyable time. Oh.
Makes
so
the
that's-
insides tingly.
That's part of it. And then just like getting some musicians in as well, because it's just I'm not a multi-instrumentalist as much as I wish I was. Want some people to come in to play some drums. Got a guy he's interested in, so he played the drums on that song Low, and he'll play it on a bunch of other songs as well. We're probably gonna get some other people in. I've already had one woman came in and did some backing vocals. I have some female backing vocals on one of the other songs that we're working on for the EP.
That's awesome.
Another guy who can add harmonica. We're like, okay, that's good. And then a good keyboard player, and maybe like just a lead guitarist for a few things as well. But yeah, so it's also good because then it's like you're getting collaborations from different people who are like, oh, I want to be part of that. That sounds like fun, right? Like, oh yeah, and they're not stuck up people like, well, you're a nobody, and so no one will ever listen to your music. So why would I want to? You're not getting any of those pretentious people like, well, I don't want to work with you because there's no guarantee of a return. Like that's always good. So it's fun, and like if the funding comes through, it makes it that much easier. I'm only doing digital right now, like just like I said, small steps. But if we crush our goal and get way over it, then we can fund the CDs. But right now we're only funding like the actual like production, and then of course like covering things like extras if something breaks. We ran out of space. We need to get another 500 terabyte hard drive, SSD, right, just for loading music. Because I mean he's using Pro Tools and stuff like that. So, and you get a lot of tracks on there, which some people disagree with, some people agree with. But there's so much that you can do with the technology that exists for music, just as people know you can do it for animation and film now and gaming. Like so you can make a really high quality audio recording using a combination of analog and digital instrumentation, I guess, mediums. But like that, it sounds good, and I want it to be more of like, yeah, it's folk music at its heart, but it's a mix of styles on top of it as well. Like I want people, when they listen to it, they're like, oh, I hear a bit of something. I hear a bit of so and so in that song. I hear a bit of so and so in this song. I was on a live stream earlier this week on Monday. Jonathan Rosignol's Live Free, Live Rich, and he had said he watches some of he'll tune into my Thursday shows, and so one of my original songs we were talking about, he's like, I like it. I hear Danzig in it. I'm like, oh wow, I hadn't even thought about that. He's like, in the lyrics, I hear a bit of Danzig in the lyrics, so that's pretty cool. I like it that it's not. I don't want it to be a box. Like I don't want it to be a cookie cutter and like, oh, this is my sound. It's defined as my sound. I don't want that. I want appeal. I want memorability. I want the longevity of it. I don't want it to just be like, oh, that was fun, and then a year the other people are like, what was that song that I liked for like a week? That's what I'm trying to do, and that's why I don't want to do a box or a cookie cutter. But I think folk music is a good basis, at least lyrically, and like with song structure as well, because you get into complex song structures, like where there's 9 parts in a song, it can lose a bit of its appeal. It can lose a bit of its memorability.
Yeah.
But there's always a hook. It's always good to have a hook. I don't remember off the top of my head who said it. I think it was Screaming Jay Hawkins, but I could be wrong. But that he had said once that country music isn't nothing but two chords and the truth. And you're like, okay, you want to take those ideas, like those are good things. Like if you're writing a story, if you're writing a screenplay, you don't throw out the main, like the 10 main themes and the 7 major plots of every story. Like you don't chuck that out. And I think that's one of the horrible things that's made music less memorable as well, is they're like, nah, let's just throw all that away. You have like you said, churn. It just we just
more,
need churn.
Yeah, but that's more like cleaving to one specific formula over and over and over again, and I think that's more of what you're talking about than, just throwing the whole thing out. It's okay. We know that to use literature, because I'm a writer guy. To use literature, everyone now must produce only stories that use the hero's journey. There's no save the cat. There's no, and none of the other formulas are allowed. It's just everything must follow the exact course of the hero's journey. You don't cut any steps out. You do it exactly the same way. So that makes every single story that everybody reads go dun 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 dun, dun, and everybody gets bored of nodding their head.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that makes it. It's monotony. It's not innovation or memorable. Yep. It's like you said. It's with like the themes and literature, and like there are formulas, and there are formulas that work, and you should use them. But it's gotten to the point where it's like only the one. We're only going to use this formula, like AABBA, or like a song structure. So it's like it's the verse and the chorus and the verse and the chorus. Like that works. It works. It's how we teach kids stuff. Like kids learn through music. It's almost natural in a way that we have these. And so I do that too. I'm like, I want part A, part B, part A, part B, and then maybe part C or whatever. But I don't want one part, and I don't want like over 10 parts going into a song or going into a movie, because you see that as well, like you said.
Yep.
And I'm reminded that
points.
Yeah, I think it was what's his name? Kurt Vonnegut was in some lecture I saw, I don't know, years ago. I don't remember when it was, but he had said, "What is the best storyline for a story?" Like you usually have, you have like that follows the plot.
Mm-hmm.
So you go up and down, or you start at the top and you go to the bottom, or you slowly come up.
Roller coaster.
Yeah, and he said, "Oh no, the best story is a straight line."
Yep.
And you're like, "Oh wow, that's right." You're like, because then it leaves it more up to the person that's reading it or the person that's listening to it. Like the more that you can keep it kind of here, the more interpretation it gets, and the more actually people, the wider appeal it can have too. And sure, you remember like big things, but like the relatability of the straight line, because that's most everybody's life.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's not this big epic story that it has ups and downs. It's kind of like it just sort of chugs along, and to do that in any medium is important.
Yeah, Royce and I were talking about something similar a couple of days ago, actually. I was discussing the impact of confirmation bias in media. And the way I was describing it was that you have a threshold of confirmation bias, which is this thing is something I understand. And if it's something I understand, I'm open to it. And once you step out of the realm of confirmation bias, then it becomes, this thing is something I don't understand. And instinct is I'm not open to it because I don't get it. And so you have to sort of still be inside of that Vonnegut line in order to get wide appeal, but you have to be just varied enough that it's both welcoming and interesting when you're creating any sort of entertainment.
Yeah, and that's where you're gonna fail, and like that's fine. Like, that the threading the needle, like that that happy medium. Yeah, it has to be familiar. I realize that, and like I do that with my music. Like I said, I want it to be memorable. I draw on like nostalgia, like things that people can go,
Same.
oh, you
I-
don't want a brand new thing that like is just jarring, and you don't want something that's just so stale the same
Yeah.
either. So it's a very hard, like you said, it's threading the needle.
Yep.
And
One
I
of,
don't want to sound arrogant, but I
Key-
think I can do it.
Keying into helping somebody remember a good time in their life
Yeah.
was something that I tried to do when I was in my band and writing music actively. And I funny enough, it's funny we're doing a
Hitting that
music stream.
whimsy.
Huh?
Hitting that whimsy.
Well, funny thing is I actually received through my my music page that's still live on Facebook, but I actually received a private message this week from somebody wanting to interview my old band for a song that I wrote called Rock Show. And I was like, hey man, the band's not together. And so like, I'm doing this right now, but they're like, man, I listen to it all the time. Like I love it. And that song a lot of crap. Like a lot of people were like, oh, it's, cause it is just typical rock music, but that's what I love. Like I just, four chord rock music, and you just go for it. But what you guys were saying, where you're just, you can do the 2-chord song. I mean, Horse with No Name.
Oh yeah,
Horse with No Name by America. Doom do 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 doom.
I do tons of 3-chord songs.
Like, 2-chord songs, 3-chord songs. It doesn't matter. Like you can make it work. If you have the hand control, you can make those chords sound different. But it and people have just overcomplicated music to a point where it's not interesting. I saw a lot of Tool fans down there, and everybody's like, "Oh, Tool, love Tool." People are like, "Love Tool." Guys, here's my thing. As a musician, I can't listen to Tool. Because my problem is I get about 3 songs into a Tool album, and I start going, "What the fuck timing are they in?" Like Tool is one of. Okay, do you do the same thing, Hobo?
Yeah, and I get what you mean. I like there's some Tool songs that I really really like, and some that I just am kind of like, oh, it's too much, right? Like, but that's they've Tool's worked that, and they're comfortable in that. And they've kind of like they've monopolized a space in a way,
yes,
with their music. But that's great. But again, you get.
It took a really long time for that to take root.
Yeah, it took a very long time to get
there.
there.
Juilliards, if I'm not mistaken. Weren't those guys from Juilliards?
Yeah, they like
sure, yeah.
literally dug out the foundation for many, many years before they even were able to build the house that everyone knows.
Yeah, but it's what everyone knows that can, like Royce, like what time are they in? It doesn't have, it has appeal, but it has very limited appeal.
Mm-hmm.
But the appeal that it does have is long lasting and very deep and very very loyal. And they are incredible musicians. Let's be honest.
Yeah. Oh no,
but there's no.
I'm not.
It can't go much broader. Just because of the way it is structured or put together.
Yeah, consider
that's
the difference
fine.
In Tool and A Perfect Circle. A Perfect Circle was much more directly pop influenced as far as the mechanics of their songs, whereas Tool was more indie and creative.
Yeah, I get that too, but I also think that like with Tool is not a good example in a way. Because it's not pop music. It's not in the pop culture where we've had things that that were pop music and like they endure today. Like Michael Jackson. Your kids listen to Michael Jackson and like, this is good. right? They listen to Elvis Presley and they're like, this is good.
Yeah.
And you could put on another one. Go on, Royce. You want to give him a wow? Go find it. I think it's 2009. Prince at the Super Bowl halftime show.
I love Prince.
Incredible performance. It's pouring rain.
Yeah.
And the guy like changes guitars 4 or 5 times, I think, something like that. Like with wireless stuff. He's in high, he's Prince, so he's this tiny little man, but he wears these big
All
old
decked
high
out.
heels and they go, and it's whatever 15 minutes long, but they go between songs.
Mm-hmm.
And they have a whole arrangement too, because it's like again 2009 was probably the last time that the Super Bowl halftime show was actually any worth watching.
Worth watching, right?
Then it was like, oh no, my boob, and then it was like
Oh my
next year is
God,
like, oh my
I
God,
remember
more
that.
boobs at the halftime show, and that's not the way to go.
That's all everybody wanted the next year.
Exactly, but it's like the pop music. You were joking about, what was it, Backstreet Boys? Backstreet's back.
Oh my God.
And Hanson, bop.
Yeah, it was the
But these days, I would like, if somebody's like, if I'm like, if I'm in the car with somebody, or if you're, imagine if you're in an elevator or somewhere and there's the music on, like you'd rather have it be bop than like what any Taylor Swift song right now.
Oh God, no.
Or any of the, like, what's his name, Chance the Rapper songs.
I've never
like,
yeah,
Chance
I don't know
the
that.
Rapper.
No, I've never heard of that.
Boring. I have friends who love
Well-
Kendrick Lamar. I'm like,
none of these
okay.
people I know who you're talking about.
Okay, but
This
not,
would be in the hip hop and R&B scene.
I am in.
So-
Well, okay, so like my hip hop and R&B, like I mean, my hip hop and R&B, like I made it up through like the R. Kelly, Nelly, like all those guys, stuff like that. One of my favorites still to this day is Luda. But I was always like 90s hip hop and R&B because my brothers and sisters listened to it all the time. So I was
I love the 90s.
constantly listening to 90s.
Wu-Tang.
Oh God, Wu-Tang.
Wu-Tang. Yes.
Oh, God.
Killer bees.
No, dude,
Yeah,
my brother listened to a lot of gangster rap, so I grew up with a lot of Tupac, a lot of Biggie, a lot of Pac and Biggie.
Which
and
was
That is
good.
Probably
was.
the funniest thing about my little suburban neighborhood is that I'll go terracing down the road with the windows down, blaring
California.
36 Chambers of Death, Wu-Tang Clan, white guy.
white guy.
My super white pale daughter right next to me just
You remember, dude? We had a barbecue a few years back, and we put on Colt 45 by Afro Man. And I'm gonna tell you right now, there wasn't a black man in my backyard, but all the white people in my backyard knew every single word.
hell
They
yeah.
sang the entire. We had 20 white people singing. Like, it was awesome, man. But you just can we get back to a place? Can we get back to a place where music can be unifying again, or has the experience of the internet, where there's about a bajillion different channels to go find different people, eviscerated the unifying power of music?
I would like to think so. I think that part of it is, I think it just needs like some people kind of like just going over here a bit more, like over here, and getting enough people being like, that guy over there, go over there.
Yeah.
You got to get more people going like that way, go that way. Especially to younger people. That's why like, when I sent the song to Royce and I said, play it for your kids, please.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody that I've sent it to, or anybody that's listened to it, I'm always like, do you have any kids? Have your kids listen to it. How did they react? How did your kids react to this? That's a big one, because most kids today, it's, they're born with a mobile phone in their hand, and they're bombarded with every type of everything, basically. Yeah, I got to build that matte polish.
Mash.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Fucking
Exactly.
mash.
But you have to have somebody, not somebody, but you have to have for kids. It has to be something that they kind of go, huh?
Yeah.
What? And no one's doing that anymore. I don't think. And you
is
shouldn't be
happening, but
directing
it's-
at kids, but it should be able to. You're not making it for them,
Mhm.
but again, that's that sort of. It
Mhm.
has. If a kid can go, and they like it, there's something there.
Yeah.
Especially if like a child can do that, and then somebody who's like older, because I have people who listen, tune into my show and listen. They're over 60, some are over 70, and they're like,
Yeah.
So that's hard to do, but I think that's not the only, but that's going to be the best way, not just for music, but all other art forms, all other mediums, is that you're going to need it where
Some
both
background
young and
noise.
old can go, rather than being like, oh, this is for the 15 to 18-year-old suburban girls.
Oh
Right?
God,
That's
yeah.
we're gonna. I'm gonna
Dude,
I'm gonna get that market. I'm
I-
gonna capture this segment.
Dude,
Yeah.
There's genres and things like that you want to kind of. You want guidelines, but you don't want it to be. We have to break the cookie cutter mentality of it.
I agree. And I grew up in the pop punk, emo punk era. I mean, I still to this day will tell you flat out, Fall Out Boy's best album was From Under a Cork Tree, which was their first hit album.
Correct.
That's Fall Out Boy's best album. But I mean, you had Fall Out Boy, Simple Plan. You had, I mean, My Chemical Romance was big back then. I mean, the POC, the angsty teen vibe that was going on in the early 2000s. And I hate angsty teens. But as a 30-year-old man, I will listen to the angsty teen music because there's something so damn relatable about it.
Yep.
Well, yeah.
There's
progression. There was punk, then there was grunge, then there was emo screamo.
Well, yeah, but then you got to the songs like I'm just a kid and life is a nightmare, and all of us at some point in our life, whether it actually was or not, it didn't matter. There was music out there that just resonated with whole swaths of people and just a generation of people, and I will say this. I don't feel that my kids, outside of what I've shown them, I don't feel that my kids have a generational sound.
I would agree with that wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
Like
I would say even earlier, probably not even because your kids would like what? I don't even know what generation you'd call them. Are they Gen Z?
I think they're Gen Alpha.
Gen Alpha. Okay.
Which, by the way,
like
fuck
Gen
them
Z
little
doesn't
bastards
either.
for getting an awesome name. Gen Alpha? Are you kidding me right now? But I
Does
believe
Gen
my
Z have a sound? Like,
I don't
what
know
is
if they
their
do.
generational sound?
No.
Who
I
is
don't know.
their? Who are their transcendent musicians? Like that we're gonna know 15 years from now, 20 years from now. Who are we gonna know?
I don't know if
Do you
there
think
are.
Billie Eilish is gonna withstand the test of time?
I don't know who this person is. You keep mentioning this dude, and I don't know who the hell
It's
they
a
are.
girl. It's a
Oh,
girl.
shit. Well, it's 2023.
It's Billy
Well,
with an IE at the end.
Yeah, like Billie Holiday,
I've also
who people
Okay.
still listen to, by the way. Billie Holiday is still fantastic.
know these people. I've been, like I said, 2000 and something happened around 2010 to music specifically.
Mainstream music.
And then and it just, I started just getting out of a lot of it. The last vestiges of music that held on for me for the longest time was a lot more rock and hard rock. I can tell you the song that absolutely killed country music for me, and it was Florida Georgia Line. It was those guys. It was Florida Georgia Line. It was oh God, what was it? Baby, you a song, you make me want to roll my wind. Cruise is what it's called. Sorry, but that song, and not even like the remix that they did, but like just that song, I was like, country music is dead now. It's over. It's gone. It's dead. It doesn't exist anymore. Rock music has
listen to some Christian Kane, Royce.
Christian Kane is really
I think there's an argument
House
being
Rules?
country music is
Yeah.
awesome.
Yes.
Have you guys listened to House Rules by Christian Kane?
No, I do like. I don't know, but there's a what's that?
Beautiful album.
He's on YouTube sometimes, and he's been on social media. Marty. I wanted to say Marty McFly, but that's a character. Like Marty, no, Marty Ray is well. Anyways, it's this guy, big guy with a beard. He does country music songs. He does covers, and so, but he's kind of trying to do that same thing where he's trying to get. He's not doing it like, oh, I'm gonna cookie cutter it. He's like, all right, I'm using country as my guideline, but I'm trying to bring in larger amounts of people and
Marty
create something
Friedman?
that is. Marty, it's like Marty Ray or the Marty. It's the Marty something project.
Oh, I might know what you're talking about.
I want to say it's like Marty Ray, but I could be way wrong. But yeah, and there's like country music has, because that's so on its own thing. It has it's such deep roots on its own that's a genre that's actually easier for people to kind of come up and get a little bit more. And people are a bit more open to new artists in that field. You're in that genre.
I actually, now that I have a musician on, I want to ask this question to you, because this is something that I have felt for a very, very, very long time. And it's what I attribute to the massive, massive rise in country music and the massive rise of, because country music was country music right up until just before Taylor Swift came into it, or right about that time period. Taylor Swift kind of got it, but there was a massive shift. I even saw it with kids I was in high school when this happened. And I thought about it years later and I was like, what the hell happened? And I think I figured it out. So one of the things that made rock and roll music so popular for many, many years was the sex, drugs, and rock and roll vibe, right? And country music for many years was known as, the dog died, the wife left, and the truck broke down.
It's my favorite joke.
And then all of a sudden, round about 2010, and I started noticing this, country music started doing a lot more sex, drugs, and rock and roll. You need like 8 Second Ride by, what was it, Jake Owens, I think is his name. You had a lot of the sex, drugs, and rock and roll and party rock and roll music from country music. And then rock music basically just got so damn depressing it was hard to listen to. And it was the truck died, the wife left, and the truck broke down, the wife left, and the dog died. Like, they switched. And I don't know why they switched, and rock music has not recovered since. And it's like all of these modern artists are too afraid to come out and be like, yeah, we'll do blow off of a hooker. Why not? Like, that's what was fun about rock music, and it's not there. But country artists will be like, hey, sweetheart, I'll drink beer off your navel, whatever. And it's like, okay, that's the country version of it. But you hear it in country, and country music is all synthetic nowadays. And still the only place I swear you can go to hear actual real instruments being played is rock music, because it's all being subbed out in country music. It's all pop now. But what do you think about my theory, Hobo?
I agree. Yeah, they have kind of swapped in a way. Yeah, at least in like like the mainstream rock, mainstream country, they did kind of do this weird switch. And yeah, rock music became, for lack of a better word, pussies.
They did.
You're like, what are you whining the fuck about?
I know.
Like the emo thing just went way too far.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got like the post rock, and it just is like, I don't know what you're doing. and I don't know why country music like I don't get it. It was like, it's sort of like it was you've probably have you heard the conspiracy theory of the 1990 like secret meeting that determined what the gangster rap and hip hop, the direction of hip hop.
There's a time ago.
Yeah, there's
remind me.
Apparently it's real too. This is the other thing. In
No,
1990, a bunch of the Hollywood, the music executives all got together and with a couple of artists, and were like, we need to do something about hip hop because it's growing on its own. It's getting too big on its own. And the messages in hip hop are inspirational. They're uplifting. They're relatable. It's pulling more and more people in. We need to monopolize it and make sure that we keep it in our way. And that's when they pushed out what eventually became gangster rap. And this was
it's like listen to Bone Thugs and Harmony. Listen to old school Bone Thugs and Harmony. Like you know exactly where it was going to go. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah. You listen like old, right? Like I love Tribe Called Quest. Old Guru, Grandmaster Flash, all of these, KRS-One.
Oh shit!
Who's still out there preaching, and it's almost like the same thing happened in country music and rock music. They were like, okay, because country music was getting so kind of big and getting more and more relatable, like, and they were like, all right, we need to do something here. We gotta get a handle on this. And they did it to rock music as well. Like something, it was like, I don't know. It's sort of like the same thing. It's just strange. It's almost like that there was a secret meeting, like, and they they're like, we're going to determine the course of this music, and we're gonna flip it on its head.
You know
why.
I'm assuming that you know the conspiracy that Michael Jackson wasn't the one that ended his own life.
Oh yeah, nor was and Prince was actually the guy that sold the Prince's doctor that got him this stuff. The person that the doctor got it from was actually knowingly giving him a fatal dosage. The doctor didn't know. There's all those conspiracies.
So Michael Jackson had just bought his music rights back
from Sony.
And was getting ready to go on the biggest tour of his life. I mean, and then all of a sudden he's just, he didn't wake up. We don't know what happened. Well, turns out he was taking sleeping pills, and you're like, Michael Jackson, really? The guy who was a control freak in his life. That's the guy that's really. You start looking into that too much, you might get Hillary Clinton, but you know.
Oh yeah, like the music conspiracy theories are fun rabbit holes if you want to look into it.
Was it Courtney Love?
No.
It's always Courtney Love.
No, it wasn't Courtney Love.
Oh.
No, she did not kill him.
Okay.
Yeah. But I mean,
was it him? Was it?
I would. My guess would be yes, it was him.
Really?
I think he did. Yeah, I think he was a genuine. I think it got to him too much, really, to be from something like that's the other thing. He was go from something so small to so big like that too. That also demonstrates the power of music, how much influence it has on people's lives and in society. That you can go from nothing. You're an nothing, weird guy out in Seattle, and all of a sudden you're known worldwide in less than 3 years almost.
Yeah, and sometimes you don't even need to be in the mainstream for it. Look at Tom Donald.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And he's an interesting one too.
Totally independent.
He's getting big, but I think because he's in control of it, he can maybe manage it better.
Yep. Whereas
Cobain had no control over it, right? Michael Jackson was trying to wrestle his control back, and that's why he probably disappeared.
And the much maligned Taylor Swift had to muscle most of her rights back too.
Yeah, that was impressive that she did do that.
Mhm.
And we see, but yeah, there's a canary in the coal mine too, because we talk about the streaming stuff and how it's crippled it, and we might see a return because now Jay-Z just won millions of dollars in back royalties from streaming.
Yep.
Mhm.
Millions and millions. And so I think a lot of people are going to go, well, wait a minute. If Jay-Z was getting ripped off for millions of dollars, and this is Jay-Z we're talking about,
Yeah.
what am I getting ripped off for? And
Absolutely.
so you're going to see, I think it's definitely an industry in flux, just like all entertainment industries are right now. We're reaching, I don't want to say a singularity, but sort of a tipping point in how people are going to appreciate it and how people are going to go forward in making it and how people are going to go forward, like consuming it, for lack of a better word, or just engaging with it. So yeah, it's a weird time to be alive, but hopefully I can provide a little bit of music. It can be a little bit of a soundtrack to people's lives, and maybe then for their children as well. So years later, right, somebody like Royce he's got some grandkids, and he's like, Royce Jr., let me put on this song for you. This was Hobo Sermons. And he's like, oh, what's this, Granddad? Never heard it. And he's like, I like it. Like that. That to me is a way bigger reward than like, we want to give you $10 million. I mean, I would love $10 million, but bigger reward for me personally, I think would be that like I made something that then can carry on for generations.
Yep.
Yeah, not even just legacy, just that something that endures. That I didn't add more crap to the pile of crap. If that makes sense.
Well,
Yep.
no, that
Well, I was
does.
talking-
Same philosophy I have. It's all good.
All right, I think I figured it out, guys. I think I figured it
All right,
out.
let's try it.
Do we have to mute? Do we need to mute?
Yeah, you guys are gonna have to. Well, you guys probably won't have to mute. It'll be fine.
I'm muting anyways.
Yeah, I'll mute too.
Chat, can you hear it? God, fuck you, StreamYard. It's not playing it.
There's a third-party plugin you have to get, some app that like it's a digital mixer and puts everything. It makes everything on your desktop into like
Screen
one channel.
I know how to do it. Share system audio. God, I hate StreamYard. All right. I want to play this song so bad because I want people to hear it.
Oh, I hear it.
Mr. Big Star, have a cigar. You got the talent, you're gonna go far. Get you women, we'll get you millions. We'll take you where you always wanted. It's just a small thing to make it happen. Just a blood oath and black magic. But when the ink dries, you'll be sky high. Another puppet, another play toy. And if you're thinking you can break out, you'll find nothing left of what once was. In too deep now, another cash cow. Rock the boat and we'll just drag you low. Low, drag you low. Low, drag you low, drag you Hey, the sweetie, aren't you pretty? I think you're ready to be the next thing. We'll make you famous, we'll make you gorgeous. We'll have your face up on every billboard. There's one catch though, before you start souls, need to lie down, take off your clothes. And when it's over, you'll be adored. Another scarlet, another cheekbone. And if you're thinking you can break out, you'll find nothing left of what once was. In too deep now, another cash cow. Rock the boat and we'll just drag you low. Low, drag you low. Low, drag you low. Drag you And if you're thinking you can break out, you'll find nothing left of what once was. In too deep now, another cash cow. Rock the boat and we'll just drag you low. Low, drag you low. Low, drag you low. Drag you
Okay.
That is
Still did
such
that
a
weird
killer
thing.
fucking tune.
Did it sound okay to you? It sounded weird to me. Like the StreamYards was still like noise suppressing it. Or
It was
something.
still noise suppressed a little bit, but
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
because they
Yeah, I
have
don't know why it does that.
because you can't just send your audio into the into the stream. They have to, because everybody is so damn bad at audio today. They're like, oh crap, we actually have to do stuff to make other people.
Yeah,
Don't you love it?
that's why OBS. That's one advantage of OBS. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you don't mind, I'm gonna play it I'll play it on Sunday on
Yeah, go right
my
ahead,
chill
Richard,
stream
thanks.
through Streamlabs,
Yes.
so that people can hopefully get a slightly better
audio
listen
quality.
for it.
Yeah,
So
yeah. And here it's just hard because with the panel show. But man,
Yeah.
Oh,
I've
yeah,
got
yeah.
the full audio quality. For those scrubs of you out there who don't have it downloaded to their computer, that's on you. But no,
It's available on major streaming services: Spotify, Apple
Yes, it
iTunes,
is.
Amazon, Deezer, Pandora. What's the other one? Tidal.
I am 100% gonna take some of the songs that you've done that are only on YouTube, and I'm
And you're gonna make
I'm
them
gonna
into ringtones.
no,
I get
I'm gonna do
5%.
90s
I
kid
get
thing, and I'm gonna
5%.
burn them to a CD. How many?
Good.
I don't even know if this computer has a program to do that, but I'm gonna do it. Because now I just gotta go find where I can buy. Hopefully, you can still buy them at Walmart. You used to be able to get a stack like this, and then you'd go on to LimeWire, and then that stack. You guys remember that shit?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Does
yeah.
LimeWire still exist?
I'm too afraid to Google it. The viruses.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
almost gave
just
my parents
searching
computer.
for it, yeah, would
Which,
probably.
by the
give
way,
you
you
a
can
higher-
find a lot more than music on LimeWire.
sometimes
Oh,
not
yeah,
even trying to find it.
You're like, oh, this is the music video. It's not the song, and you're watching it. You're like, that's not the music video.
Or it starts and then something else, just
Yeah.
long enough for you to sit down.
Mhm. And you're just like,
oh,
Mom,
oh.
oh,
Hobo-
God.
Yeah, go right ahead. If you want to rip some CDs of my songs, I'd be honored.
I would not distribute them at all, but I'm becoming this guy that I'm like, everything that I want to have, I need to have on physical media.
Mhm.
I'm terrified with where digital media is going, especially with AI and people's ability to change things like live. we're not quite there yet, but I believe that we are going within the next, I would say within the next 5 years, 5 to 10 years,
Go.
we're going to be at a spot where people are going to be able to plug in an AI, and like what you have on YouTube, they're going to be able to change what you're saying on YouTube. And because it's a video you put up years ago, you may not even know. Maybe you're not even on YouTube anymore, but all of a sudden, that fantastic, we're not afraid of Rona, all of a sudden there's different words there that they were able to AI in. And that's why I want to have it. I really want to have things as much on physical media, CDs, Blu-rays, DVDs, books. I really, really believe in the physical media thing. It's why when people are like, oh, dude, I can send you a PDF of the thing. I'm like, don't. One, I don't like reading it on PDF. And two, I want the book. I want the physical thing because I don't want whatever's coming down the pipeline to change it. That's the only reason. I don't say it disrespectfully that I'm going to burn your stuff to a CD. I don't say that disrespectfully. I say it because I want to take this thing that you did that I like, and I want to preserve it for future generations. Also, I want to take the thing that you like and I want to put it in the CD player of my truck and listen to it because it sounds awesome. But no, yeah, yeah. So, man, dude, you've got some killer tunes. I hope that we get some people over to the Indiegogo. I hope, guys, help him. He's at $170 out of $3,000, and he says it's a flexible goal here. But guys, go over and support.
It will be money well spent. I'll tell you that. The $3,000 to get 5 songs really well done, mixed and mastered very well. I know that the StreamYard didn't do it justice, but yeah.
No.
If you do have Spotify or Apple, go listen to it. It's everybody that's listened to it goes, wow, that sounds great. I'm pretty sure Richard's heard it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And
everybody likes it.
It's important, I think, with a lot of these things to hit a level of professionalism. Whenever you're doing it, you want to do it right. And I appreciate that that's what you're aiming for here. So I was also going to ask you, as far as the crowdfunder goes, you have, I think, 4 other songs that are listed out there. Is there anything you want to tell us about or share on any of those? Aside from the titles?
You're gonna, like I said, at the basis of it, the heart of all the songs is folk music, and really a lot of people are like folk music, but folk music is really just lyrically it says something. It means that it's not just going to be like me being like, my life sucks because I'm a white boy, or just being like, and why can't I find love? Like those songs have been driven into the fucking ground at this point. We need songs that's why, like, you listen to the lyrics of Low. It's the if you're thinking you can break out, you'll find nothing left of what once was. Another cash call, rock the boat, we'll just drag you low. It's talking about things. Even the cover, the cover art for the EP, that mugshot that's a real person. Her name is Elizabeth Short. I found a public, right? I'm not any copyright. This is from National Archives. It's public, fair use, public use. That's Elizabeth Short, and Elizabeth Short is more famously known as the Black Dahlia. And anybody who knows that story, you kind of go, oh, and then that relates back to,
I think it's pronounced Dahlia.
Dahlia. Okay. So yeah, anybody that knows that story, then you can kind of go, oh, and that might relate back to sort of like the content of the song, possibly some of the mood of the music that's going to go on to the EP. So another one on there is called Mandy, and that's more of a kind of swaying bluesier song. There's another song on there, Schadenfreude, and Schadenfreude is just going to be kind of like it's like a pop rocker, basically, like right. So, but there's universal appeal in that. That's why people like certain things. Like I said, I don't want to go away and like, I'm gonna reinvent the fucking wheel. No, it's like, what do people like? Okay, and then keep it lyrically, like, focused on things. I don't want to be just doing love songs. I don't want to just be doing like, it's so hard, and I don't want to be doing mindless lyrics that no one knows anything about. Like, even though everybody loved the Coldplay song Yellow.
Oh
Right?
God.
The lyrics are dog shit. The lyrics are absolutely goes, look at the stars, look how they shine for you. And you're like, what? You know? And it was all yellow. And it's like, stars aren't fucking yellow, dude. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, there's nonsense lyrics. And like Taylor Swift is somebody, there's a great, I think it was in the, I don't know which, if it was on Gilded or Discord or where the hell I saw it. It was a Taylor Swift meme. Taylor Swift broke up with yet another man.
Oh,
right.
I think I saw that in my Gilded. Yeah.
And it was something about like, and it was like, you know, but still
New
votes for
album
Joe
coming.
Biden or something like that.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, it's just like, okay, got it. Great.
Dude,
right? Where are those songs
did
that
a
mean
song-
things?
I did a song years ago called "The Little Devil Inside," and the intro of the song says, "My best friend walked in on me and his little sis." And I tell you right now, that girl knew how to use her lips. Like, can we get music that means something? Like you're talking about, like that was always something. Like, sorry, I had to throw that in there, but
yeah, there's something there. Yeah,
yeah, it's everybody has this thing inside of them. Like, can we stop writing this ambiguous garbage that they're trying to? Oh, we all feel the same way. No, we don't. We don't all feel the same way. Many of us might, but a lot of us don't. Can we stop and can we stop trying to force people into this just amalgamous blob of society that they want people to go in and become?
Mm-hmm.
Like, can I rant, gentlemen? May I rant, please?
Go ahead. Go right ahead.
Okay. The amalgamous blob, part 1. I was looking for something, and I ended up having to go to Target years ago. Yes, all hail the downfall of Target now, but it was the only place that I could go to. So I pull up, park the truck, get out of the truck, and before I get out of the truck, I think I was texting my wife something like, "Hey, like, what else do you need while I'm out?" or something like that. And I look up there, and I see 2 minivans pulling. They almost pull in simultaneously. Out of both minivans, the wife steps out of the driver's seat. Dad steps out of the passenger seat. They open the door. 2 boys jump out of each minivans. Outside of the colors of the clothing, the mom's hairstyle was the same. The dad's hairstyle was the same. The clothing was the same. The boys, the 4 boys, because 2 boys each family, the 4 boys, their hairstyle was the same. And they're walking in, and I'm looking at this, and I felt like I was in the fucking Twilight Zone. Because for a long time, I have felt that, individuality, it's on sale for $9.99 at Walmart. Go pick up your individuality. Like, I felt that, but I had never witnessed it like that. And I'm literally in shock because I wear boots every day of my life and a black t-shirt. That's just boots, jeans, and a black t-shirt. That's what I wear. I try to wear nondescript clothing. That's just a me thing.
Sometimes it's a green t-shirt.
That is literally for the channel. You guys have no idea how uncomfortable it is for me to wear the green t-shirt. But
sometimes for June, especially, I feel like you should get that jacket back out.
No,
but
my dad's jacket.
I don't know how to quit you.
No, you're talking about the Wrangler jacket. Anyway, so and I'm watching these people walk into Target. Both moms look the same. The dads look the same. The haircuts are the same. The boys are the same. Tennis shoes are the same. They're all wearing shorts that are the same style, cut, everything. And I almost wanted to run up to these people and be like, "Do you not see yourself? You could be looking into a mirror right now, and it terrifies the hell out of me. So I go into the Target, I get whatever the hell I was looking for. I can't even remember what the hell it was at this point, because my memory of that day is this. And as I'm walking out, I see another family. Mom, dad, 2 boys, haircuts, jeans, haircuts, shorts, shoes, everything the same. And I sat in the truck for a second going, holy fuck, am I alone in this? Because I feel like that amorphous blob, and this was 6-7 years ago. I felt like society was just turning into that amorphous blob. It really is something that got to me that day, and it's why it struck a chord and why I remembered it so heavily, and why what you say tonight about bringing music to being something that's recognizable again, something that strikes a chord in someone again, and it's not a part of the amorphous blob. That's why I really appreciated you actually trying to pull that off. Whether you think it sounds arrogant or not, it's the amorphous blob is there, and we need to start pulling people out of it.
Mm-hmm. Totally. It is. I know that's very relatable. Where you're like, didn't we just hear this song? Like, you'll be somewhere, like a bar or a restaurant, anywhere where there's like music on in the background, and you'll kind of go sometimes. You'll be like, are they playing the same song that they just played like 5 minutes ago?
Yep.
And you don't even know it's a different song, but there's no way to know. That's a giant red flag. I think that should alarm not just musicians, but everyone. Like you said, it's this amorphous blob that you got to pull people out of it. So I'm going to do my best. I'm making an attempt, and that's why I'm hoping people will support the Indiegogo campaign. Start small, digital. I know that's not everybody's bag, but hopefully from there can get something more, and just grab more people out of that blob and get.
Well, and you got to use the
something
tools.
else.
You got to use the
Yeah.
tools that are in front of you. That's one thing that I
Do what
keep
you
in
can
mind
with
is
what
that
you have.
is that I mean it's kind of like we're already facing a to put it very mildly, an uphill battle type here. It's I'm not going to get too in the weeds about how people try to accomplish their goals on things like this, So I'm glad that that you're aiming for a like I said, a professional product, but within a rational, pragmatic type of goal that you've got set out here. So that's the kind of attitude that we need, because I was saying somewhere else that we've got to have the economy behind this as well. And I think once there's more momentum in some of these things, that's whenever you start dreaming bigger, but you've got to get the ball rolling, and that's the hardest part most of the time. So I mean, and I think it's awesome that you've been doing these live streams for so long. I rarely catch them live because of the time of them, but it's always good to pop on and see what you guys have been, or see what you have been up to and what people have been requesting from you.
Oh yeah, I like those streams. I know a lot of people don't get into them because I'm 12 hours ahead of Central Standard Time. So a lot of people, some people like them in the morning. The people that are there love. They always say, "I love starting my Thursday or my Friday with this," rather than be like, "Breaking news! Here are the terrible things that are happening today, or that you missed last night." It's a good way to start your morning, and like the chat as well. The chat's really good. There's not a ton of people in there, but they're never being like, there's no arguments. It's being like, this song, I remember this song when it first came out. Oh, I first heard this song when I was at a prom, and all these different things. Oh, this was my jam in university. I love this. Again, that then you're connecting to something again. So yeah, I know a lot of people don't get to catch it live. I hope people watch it on replay. I put it up on Rumble too. It replays itself onto Rumble. But yeah, if you can get there in the morning, so 9 a.m. Central Standard Time on Thursday, I do my original stuff, and then the same time on Friday, I do covers, and I do my own kind of versions of it. And I've got pretty funky covers. Like yesterday, I did a cover of Rihanna's Umbrella. Right. And people are like, I like this way better than the original. And you're like, yeah, a lot of these songs that people are kind of going,
I caught your gin and juice short. That was fun.
Oh yeah. I do a countrified version of Gin and Juice. Not every lyric in the song, clearly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I caught the short and I was like, oh, that's awesome. Actually sounds really good.
Yeah, and I've done I do a cover of Blackstreet's No Diggity.
Oh
yes.
That is, and that
is
I
fun.
listen to that song at least once a week.
Hey, I don't do the rapping parts, of course. I don't do the rapping bits, but I do like the main, like sort of the verses. She got class and style.
Yeah,
the singing bits. So that's fun. But then I also do old songs like
got class and style.
Keep much by the pound. Baby never act wild. Baby low key on the profile.
Hey yo, hey yo, hey yo. God, that's such a good song, dude.
Oh yeah.
You got You know what? You got to do Gangster's Paradise. You got to do Gangster's Paradise by Coolio.
That can probably be done. The Coolio one.
Yeah, the Coolio one.
That's gonna be a little hard, but that's a good idea.
It's hard, but it can be done. I say
you can do them all. You can do them all. Yeah. Like with enough practice, you can get them down. Like I also do Hey Ya, Outcast.
Oh yeah,
a version of that. Hey Ya. These are fun songs, and there's songs that people are like, oh, I remember that. Yeah. Right. Like no matter what age you are, it's so. Again, I don't want to. Like different genres, but
all right, fine.
Once before
you need to do. Oh fuck, who was it? It was
they'll blow you
Butterfly.
away. Outcast Butterfly. I don't even know that song.
What is it? Butterfly. Got it. It's one of the most annoying songs on the planet.
Oh, I'm thinking of that other guy, Fatboy Slim. Who's your butterfly? Sugar baby. Wait, what was that? Fatboy Slim?
No, that wasn't Fatboy Slim. No, that's what I'm talking about. I think that was Outkast. I can't remember.
No.
I'm gonna start aging myself.
Wait.
The Crazy Town. There you go. So
it's Crazy Town. Crazy Town. Thank you, Trippy. Crazy Town Butterfly.
Come, my lady.
Come, my lady. Shoot my butterfly. Sugar Ray.
Sugar, baby.
Oh god, yeah, Crazy Town. Holy shit, dude. Oh my god, we're gonna date all of us in the chat. The people.
But no, it's not dating. It's actually proving that we're actually highly cultured people.
Right.
Yeah. We're not dating ourselves. I'll even do This Little Light of Mine.
Right.
Like, I'll do that. This little light of mine. I'm gonna let it. It's still a great song. Right. Will the circle be unbroken? Will the circle be unbroken? Gospel music's great too. I mean, you can't get away from how.
All right, I tell you a song.
The joy of it. Yeah.
I tell you a song. I love this. I was talking about it the other day, and it's why I say it's actually. And my mom yelled at me for this one day. I was like, Mom, seriously? But because I call my kids when they run around and tell everybody. So I got 4 little demons at home. And everybody thinks it's just a fun play. Oh, yeah, I know what it's like to be a parent. And I'm like, no, it's a fucking Fleetwood Mac song, you uncultured fucks. It's called My Little Demon. Mm-hmm. And listening to it as a kid, my dad had the live album, The Chain, 1997. I believe it was I believe it was the Chain album, 1997. Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah, one of the later ones.
Is a live album. It was a live album. It was a concert album. So it wasn't. It was a concert album that my dad had, and they did. I'll never forget. Was it McVeigh? Brian McVeigh? Fleetwood Mac. He came in.
Yes.
My little demons running all around. Ba-now, da-now, na-now, na-now. And I fucking love that song. And so to this day, I still call my Timothy McVeigh. Timothy. Is it Timothy?
Oh, Timothy
don't think
McVeigh
it's
blew up the
Timothy.
Oklahoma City
Yeah.
building.
Yeah, I was
No,
gonna say Timothy
that's who it
McVeigh's
is.
the bomber,
No,
dude.
no, wrong one. Yeah, okay. I'm reading the chat. Never trust. That's right. That guy's a natural. That guy. Oh God. Oh God. I was like, no. I know his name is McVeigh. And I believe his
believe
ex-wife
it's
just died. Actually.
Christine McVeigh.
Yeah, Christine.
But
what
it's
the
like
hell is
it's
his name?
VIE. Some people
Yeah.
have McVie or
Timothy
something. But it's
McVeigh blew up the old way.
McVie.
Yes,
no.
dude. Okay, I don't care about that. Who was the dude that was in Fleetwood Mac? You uncultured fucks.
We'll settle this.
I am aware. No, and then there's no, and then the other song I love off that album was Big Love. Dude, I tell you what, you want to do a song and see if you can actually pull it off. Look up Big Love off of that album. It was
Okay.
it was the McVeigh guy and then Lindsey Buckingham backing up, which Lindsey Buckingham, probably one of the most underrated guitarists of all time. Nobody talks about him, and that
John
guy,
McVie.
huh?
John McVie.
John McVie. I keep saying McVeigh. John McVie. Yes. The OKC bomber wasn't Fleetwood Mac, is now canon. No, it's not, Michael. All right. Maybe I should pay attention to the chat. They're getting unruly. Maybe we should go over to the super
Only the
chat.
mamas and the papas were more incestuous than Fleetwood Mac.
Oh my God. Oh,
Not like actual incest, but because it would like everybody in the band was getting together. They're not.
Oh, I
actually
know.
related.
Oh, I'm aware. I am aware. Okay, so over on Rumble.
No comment there.
Oh, yeah. Over on Rumble for $100. Kikomon says, play the Kikomon song.
Of course he does.
Definitely a classic. I am curious to hear Hobo Sermons' thoughts about it. Hail the SSSR. Oh, God. May the soy sauce be with you. Choose your sodium carefully.
Wait, like the actual Kinkomon's commercial song? Is that what he's talking about?
No.
No. Have you not
There
seen
is a
it yet?
Kikomon song, and you are about to experience it.
Yes. Yeah. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Just, it's fine.
It's a Kikomon tradition.
It is a Kikomon tradition. The guy sends obscene amounts of money in just to see the Kikomon song. I'm pretty sure he's drunk and passed out right now, so he's probably not even here for this.
Yeah, probably. I'm going to have the Tom Berry dance for this song, too.
Show me, show you, Kikomon, show me, show you, Kikomon. 大豆の星からやってきたいかつあいつはキッコーマン醤油は体にいいんだぜさっきさようもあるんだぜそうそうケチャップ目じゃないぜ必殺技だキッコーマンだから卵焼きにも醤油だっつってんだろ Show me, show you Kikomon, show me, show you, Kikomon. All right.
It's very Japanese, I'll say that.
That's
So
not
I
even
think
an
the
official
question-
commercial. That is a Flash commercial that somebody did years ago.
Well, I think the question on everyone's mind after watching that is that do you have a stretch goal to create a kind of high quality animated music video in the vein of the Kikomon song?
Oh no! They're asking for a cover of the Kikomon song.
Oh, that's the
yeah,
other
you have
question,
not
I
been paying
suppose.
attention
Gonna
to
have
the
to
chat. They
Make
have
it a
been saying-
bonus track.
Yeah, we're gonna make it really, really countrified and very, very folky. It's gonna be real slow. I just have to learn Japanese first, so I can sing
Just
it
get
properly.
really, really good with your phonetics.
Yeah, that's it shouldn't be too hard if I. But no, yeah, that was hilarious. I had never seen that. That's very funny. I
Well,
like with the
the
video
Kikomon
for
should
it.
be
Just
pleased.
It's called the
hilarious.
Kikomon Fight Song. If for some reason you're interested in watching it on your own, it's called the Kikomon Fight Song.
That was definitely enjoyable. Thank you very much, Kikoman. That was great stuff.
Redoubt Productions for $2 over on Rumble says, "Whatever you do, Hobo, don't play the brown note."
Yes, the infamous brown note.
South Park.
I don't play it.
I almost hate them for coming up with that joke as a musician. Like, you know what the brown note
It's
is?
a real thing. It's a real thing. There is a brown note.
It's a sub bass frequency that will.
Yeah, it's not an actual note. It's a frequency.
Yeah, it's a
the same one that
frequency.
whatever makes you break. There's like break glass or crap your pants. I mean,
Yeah,
that's what sound can do.
sound is powerful. Kikomon for $5 over here on YouTube says, "Damn you, heretic! Sip on your soy and watch anime. Western media has a long road to dethrone anime. It is an upstream battle. Iron Age for the win." Yeah, that's a very, very big topic on my channel. Is how just mainstream media has kind of fallen, and at least the mainstream Western media has fallen, but the Iron Age guys are picking it up. They really are. Although I will say this, because I need something to just pay attention to. I am becoming more of a weeb, and I blame my fucking Gilded for this shit. Are you familiar with the weeb, Hobo Sermons?
I know what a weeb is. Yes.
Okay. I am not to the point where I'm like looking at like anime girls and like, oh, she's a what? No, I'm not to that point.
I want a waifu.
No, I've got my big titty goth
What are
girl
your
that I
top 10
married.
waifus?
I turned my big titty goth girlfriend into a big titty goth wife, and she takes care of my children, and she homeschools the children, and she cooks me the foods. She made carne asada tacos tonight, homemade carne asada tacos, marinated for 12 hours, homemade guacamole to put on them. The kids were trying some of Daddy's hot sauce. The little one almost died. It was great. The little one, she was a trooper, though. She was just like, it's just really hot, and her face was very, very red. And no, it's just really hot. I need some water. And we're like, sweetheart, salty chips, salt and chips.
Well, the best thing for spicy food is just beer.
That is a lie.
Like, No,
As
it's true.
somebody who drinks copious amounts of beer, that's a lie. Salty chips. I learned it from a bunch of the Mexican guys I grew up with.
It's true.
Yep, salt. That's why you see a bunch of people, like a lot of the old school Mexican grandpas, when they're eating super spicy stuff, it's salty tortilla chips. It pulls the capsaicin oil out of the tongue.
Yep.
It's very strange. Yeah, it's interesting what you can learn from old people.
You can also use green beans, raw green beans, and sliced cucumbers. It helps as well.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's got all them old school like mom things. Brian McCoppin for $5 says, I saw a shop on the beach that said lobster tail for $2. I paid the guy $2 and he leaned in and said, once upon a time, there was a lobster. Oh no. It started.
Brian's jumping into the Kikomon jokes.
Oh God. Oh no. Kikomon for $2. Daniel, what are you drinking?
I am drinking High West Double Rye. Thank you very much.
I
think Royce
no.
Royce's brain locked for a moment.
I can't actually read this on YouTube, although YouTube let it through the super chat.
Yeah,
So
I saw that. I
brain-
was like,
Okay. So you know what? So if you saw it,
I know which
Richard,
one
I'm
it is.
I'm like,
Now I
How
have
did-
to go look for it.
I was like, how did YouTube let that through? And I actually can't read this whole thing.
He probably used like the Unicode.
I'm gonna use
Like
the
letters?
code. I have to
No,
use
I mean
code.
like use like the alt code to enter in the symbol for the letter or something, and then copy pasted it into the chat. That's awesome.
I don't know how
That's
he
a
got
hilarious method.
Where is it?
I don't see
Kikomon
it.
for $2 says, can you start a poll? Is Royce gay or a F word for a bag of sticks?
Oh,
A British
He
cigarette.
actually, I don't know how the hell did he get that through a super chat.
I now want to test this Unicode theory.
I want to test. Yeah, Richard's gonna be sending in a super chat just to test.
It's just soy magic.
I was reading it and I'm like, oh, this isn't a Rumble. This is it. That's why I froze. Because on Rumble, I'd be like, oh yeah, no, I get it. But on YouTube, I'm like, how did they let that through? YouTube never lets things like that through.
They're slacking.
They must be. Kikomon for $5 says, I'm getting drunk. But what is the song you are promoting? Excited to listen to it. Well, sir, that is Low. That is Low. That is by Hobo Sermons. It is fantastic. You guys need to go and check it out everywhere. That it is available, and there are very, very many links over here right now. Richard, would you mind posting like the Spotify link or something for Low? If you get it. Are you testing?
Sure.
He's testing. He's testing.
No, I'm not testing anything right this instant, but I am like badly curious. I'm like, I should get a different account. To test
Are you
it.
trying to? Yeah, okay. Are you trying to figure out how to sneak a bad word
No,
into YouTube?
I was just looking into it.
Yes.
I did a quick search, and I think that I know exactly what he did. So
Yeah.
I'll
Skunks,
drop them all in real quick.
Okay. Skunk's Workshop for $5 says, I don't typically get to hear Hobo talking like this. He really in his element tonight. He's really in his element.
Thank you. Skunks is a great guy. He's been a big help for me as well. He's
Awesome,
he helped
dude.
me come up with a little sticker because he's a great illustrator, and I sent him just like a cutout of like a screen cap or whatever, and he, so I'm gonna try to make those into stickers for people and set them up as perks, which was Richard's idea to put perks on the campaign as well.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, he's tried to bring other people in as well. Skunks is a good guy. Yeah, he's also been he's given me some good song suggestions as well. That's been always good too to like learn these, for cover songs. But yeah, I don't do a lot of talking. I usually just try to like remember where I am, what song I'm playing, like who wrote this song, when did it come out? I don't know.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I don't get into talking too much on when I do my shows.
Yeah.
The chat does. The chat has a very lively exchange. They're usually kind of just fun. Like I said, like very much like your chat, Royce. It doesn't seem to be anybody being like, "Well, this is what actually is the," that sort of stuff. It's just people being like,
does your chat call you gay a lot?
Never.
So that's a unique
It's
thing.
just you.
Oh.
Yeah, so it might be a you thing, Royce.
No, the fuck it's not. Don't you guys start that.
I don't own a certain type of jean jacket, so I'm pretty good. That's.
I mean, it is your
why.
month, so
Right.
Yeah,
So
it is your
I'm
month.
usually pretty safe. I
The
play Johnny
fucking
Cash
jean jacket
covers.
thing, really? Fuck, that's wow. Wow. Kikomon for $2. Hobo, grow you beard. Don't be gay.
Well, you have officially
I
been
did
called gay.
have it. I used to have more facial hair, and I shaved it off because one side is just like all gray, and the other side is still just like dark, and so it looks like I've only like I look like I've shaved half my face. I'm like, I can't keep doing this anymore. This looks ridiculous. Like one half is just all gray, and then the other half is still dark. So when I let it grow out, it just looks. I look ridiculous now at this point. I could probably grow a little stash back again, but beard action, no.
I've
Not
gone
until it
with
all
mutton
goes. It has
chops.
to all go gray for me to grow it out again. And it's not there yet. So you guys are lucky. You don't have as much gray as me. On your facial hair, you can't. I don't know if you have.
Yeah, give it time.
I've got tons. Don't worry. That's why I don't grow it out anymore, because it's like I still have this stuff, which is still pretty good. Not a lot of gray up top. And then I let my mustache and beard grow, and I'm like, I look weird. Like there's way more gray, like just in this area.
My whole
than
plan
anywhere
is to
else.
eventually turn into Gandalf.
Oh, that's a good plan.
Maji Chan for $2 says, can I make a request for a live song?
Ooh.
Like right now?
I don't. Well, Maji Chan, are you there? You need to answer this
I don't think it
question.
would be a little bit hard right now.
Yeah. Go over to Hobo Sermons channel, though, and make sure you go over there and ask him then, and maybe he will do it. I don't know. I don't know how this works. Wait, right now? Maji Chan, what are you requesting a song now? I think she says yes.
Oh,
Acoustic. Oh, good Lord. Okay.
I could try. It wouldn't
Is
come
it a
through very
song
good.
that he knows how to do? If it is, put it in the chat, Maji Chan. What are we getting into at this point?
I have no
Maji
idea.
Chan
But
calling poor Hobo out.
no, it's a Kinkoman. It says it's better than looking like a woman. Like my messed up gray beard is better than looking like a woman. Jealous. Just
Oh,
jealous
damn.
of my
Maji
my
Chan,
long
what
my
is-
locks of hair.
Maji Chan, what is your song request? Oh no, Kikomon's just like, you need to cut your hair. You need to grow a beard. And I'm like, so
Probably
you
because
want-
he's bald or
you want-
balding.
You short up here, long down here. What's the difference between long up here and short up here? I don't know. People seem to be very passionate about this. My wife, she wants my hair is gonna get back down to my shoulders. My wife wants my hair back down to my shoulders. So I'm like, all right, babe, I'll do it. Because everybody's like, why are you growing your hair out? Like real men cut their hair. I'm like, Jesus didn't cut his hair.
Yeah, no, long hair is good. It's important. It acts as like
Right.
your antenna.
Right. Do Tom Sawyer by Rush. No. That is a great song, though.
Yeah.
But also, no.
No, not
Not for an impromptu performance, no.
That is
No.
years of practice.
That'd be very hard to pull off. Even on acoustic. Oh, what did
Maji
Maji
Chan,
say?
what song?
Up to him.
She said
Oh,
up to him.
Oh,
I don't know. I don't know if you're gonna be able to hear it because this microphone. I don't think it would pick up the guitar enough.
It's
at
pretty
this
good
point.
right now. Pick it up. I'll tell you if it's good on my end.
All right. Let's
Pick
If
it up.
you
I'll
wanna
tell
do
you
it.
if it's good on my end. If it's not good, I'll do this. If it is good, I'll be like, hey.
Getting some magic. Possibly.
It may or may not work. There's sometimes, because usually, especially if you're going to do an acoustic, you usually want to have a microphone around the 12th to 15th fret to pick some things up. So
Mhm.
may or may not.
Probably won't. I doubt it, but it might. You never know.
That ain't bad. You might have to back
Really?
up from the. You might have to. So do me a favor. Twist the microphone in between your mouth and the guitar. Just twist it. Just twist the microphone in between. Because I've actually done this before. All right, go from there, and we're gonna do it raw. That's not the way that I do it. All right.
I'm
go
not.
for
I'm
it.
not doing anything raw with you, Royce. Just so you know.
Well, you're on my channel, so there you go.
Too late. Can you hear it? Does that
Yeah.
work?
Yeah, it works. Go for it, man.
Well, what? Now I have to. Now I'm on the spot. Now I got to think.
Now
of
you
song.
got
Oh,
to pick one.
we'll do.
Just-
Let's do this
yeah,
because
there you
I
go.
mentioned it and you listen to it every week. Wait a minute. Shorty get down, good Lord, baby, got 'em open all over town. Strictly bitch, you don't play around, cover much ground, got game by the pound. Getting paid is a forte, each and every day, you play away. I can't get her out of my mind, think about the girl all the time. East side to the west side, catching fat rides, ain't no surprise. Got tricks in the stash, stacking up the cash, fast when it comes to the gas. By no means average, when she's on, she's gotta have it. Baby, you're a perfect 10, I wanna get in, let me get down so I can win. I like the way you work it, no diggity. Gotta bag and bag it up. I like the way you work it, no diggity. Gotta
No
bag
doubt.
it up. I like the way you work it, no diggity. Gotta
No
bag
doubt.
it up. I like the way you work it, no diggity, no doubt.
Hell yeah.
She got class and style, street knowledge by the pound. Baby never act wild, very low key on the profile. Get him to know, so let me tell you how it goes. Curbs the word, spares the verb. Lover that curves so freak what you heard. Rolling it up fatness, you don't even know what the half is. You got to pay to play, just for shorty bang bang to look in your way. So I like the way you work it, trump tight all day, every day. You're blowing my mind, baby, in time. Baby, I can get you in my ride. I like the way you work it, no diggity. Gotta bag it up. I like the way you work it, no diggity. Gotta bag it up. I like the way you work it, no diggity. Gotta bag it up. I like the way you work it, no diggity, no doubt. Hey oh, hey oh, hey oh, hey oh. Hey oh, hey oh, hey oh, hey oh. There you go. We'll let it right there.
Yes.
Hopefully that came through okay.
No, it
Perfect.
did, dude. That microphone's a fucking workhorse, man. It's like,
Oh yeah.
like that's why I was like, just literally just take that microphone and instead of pointing it at your mouth, just put it halfway in between, and you'll be golden, man. Oh,
Cool. Okay, good to know. My singing voice is not quite ready this morning either. I didn't have any talking like blah 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 blah. And I've been drinking coffee, so then I tried to hit a few notes, and I was like, "Those aren't going to happen."
Oh, you too.
I'm not going to hit those notes right now.
I've been there, man. Oh man, dude, that was great, man. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Cool. That was fun. Good. Thanks, Maggie.
Yeah. Oh man, that was awesome. Kikomon for $10 says, as hard as I can try, this is way too late for me. I won't see my super chats until tomorrow. I will stick to the Sunday. Sorry, this is too late for me. Thank you
He
so
was
much,
just here.
Kikomon.
I said he was just here though, so
I don't know.
In
So
classic
that was at
Kiko
10
style.
o'clock.
Yeah.
I don't know. Kiko, I don't know. Kiko's
Kiko
just like,
man
be
likes
a
to
man,
keep
and
you
then
on
he
your
can't
feet.
stay up past, like, The Price is Right. I don't know what's going on.
Shots fired.
Shots fired.
You got to say it in that one guy, that comedian, the Indian. Hey, be a man.
Oh God, yeah.
Be a man.
Yeah, man.
Be a man. Oh fuck, what is that? God, I've seen that before.
His name is Russell somebody.
Russell
Oh, God.
Peters, I believe.
Russell Peters, very good. Yeah.
Oh God. Joseph Peck for $2 says, "Can you do a cover of You Got a Friend in Me?"
I could probably learn
now
that.
now we're
Now we're
Let's
getting
say
into
we're
Not
gonna
tonight.
do a
Got a
request
friend.
show.
Not
in
tonight.
me.
I'd have to learn it. Yeah. Now people are going to be
You
asking
got
me,
a
can you do Under the
friend in
Sea?
me.
Mm-hmm.
Can you do a cover of Kiss the Girl?
Right.
Right.
That
Can
actually
you do
doesn't-
In the Circle of Life?
Right.
Back when Disney actually made songs.
Yeah, I know,
Mhm.
right? No, my favorite song out of the freaking Lion King is
Although that was
still "Be
mostly
Prepared"
Elton
by
John,
Scar.
wasn't it?
I had a buddy of mine ask me,
Oh,
he's like, "Really, Be Prepared" by Scar? He's like, "Why?"
Yes.
I was like, "Because they didn't." I was like, "Dude, listen to the language that they're using. They didn't treat the audience as stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you listen to the
That's a brutal
words
song.
that are said, there are words that most people go, and I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah, they would robot brain. They don't understand that. Yeah, it's
I know that your powers of retention are as thick as a warthog's backside. Yes.
Thick as you are, pay attention. My words are a matter of pride.
Yes.
Yes, I love that song.
Did you know what?
Speaking of
happened with that
voices and
song?
notes and whatnot, good God.
Did you hear what happened with that song? The latter half of it had to be done in like a total remaster because Jeremy Irons got so into it he actually blew his voice out
Mhm.
halfway through.
And the guy who came
Really?
in and redid it was you can almost
can
not hear it.
just slightly tell.
You really have to key into it, but you can hear it. But if you're
It's
not
mostly in his diction. Like you can hear the difference between the two men.
slightly
in
higher, there's
the
a slightly higher
pronunciation of the
diction
words,
to
yeah.
Jeremy Irons. The other guy I
Mhm.
think is lower.
Yep.
Or it's vice versa. I don't know who's doing what, but you can hear the switch. But
Yeah, it's
only
like
if
the
you're
last
paying
minute
attention.
of the song. It's only a 2-minute
Yeah.
song. So the last minute was done by a totally different dude who tried to mirror him as best as he could.
Did a good job.
Yeah.
Sir Ubasan for $2. Sir Ubasan, how are you doing? I haven't seen you in a hot minute, Sir Ubasan. A question. What are the Sunday stream talks like?
Royce ranting and
Try not to
Sir
swear.
Ubasan,
and
you're in the
just
chat right now.
swearing the
This
whole
is your
time.
super chat. Okay, so fuck off, you guys. So what are the Sunday stream talks like? So, Sir Ubasan, if that is a question for me, which does anybody else here do a Sunday stream outside of Richard?
it's probably for you.
I
Bud.
think it's for you.
Okay. So my Sunday stream is a stream to interact with everybody out there. I go through and I read all of the comments that are left on my videos throughout the week for the week prior. And it gives me a really good way that if you guys have something that you want to say to me, just use it. So if you have commented on my videos in the last week, then obviously the following Sunday, I go and I read all of those comments. And you guys, I try not to read them throughout the week, but sometimes I get sucked in. But for the most part, you guys will get my genuine answers to some questions you want to ask me or things that you just want to talk with me about. Maybe sometimes you're telling me, hey, dude, you did a good job here. Maybe other times you're telling me, Royce, you're an idiot. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. And I want to, tell you you're an idiot. And if I really am an idiot, I will admit to it and I will say, you know what? You got me there. I'm an idiot. I apologize. My bad. However, if you are the idiot, I will tear you to shreds. So yeah. Trippy. So, hey, dude, you're an idiot. I know, Trippy. I know.
And then when he gets sufficiently riled up, he starts foaming at the mouth and screaming about raw milk.
No, that's on Fridays. That's never happened on a Sunday. No, but Sir Ubasan, my Sunday streams, if you leave a comment, if you watch my videos throughout the week and you leave a comment, it really is a way for me to pull up the live chat and hang out with you guys. That's what it is. It's me hanging out with you guys, reading your comments, and being able to do something that is more than just, hey, I'm going to read a news story. Hey, I'm going to go talk about this other innocuous thing on the internet. And instead of doing all that, I went, hey, why don't I actually talk with you guys? So that's what Sundays are
Novel
about.
concept that.
I know, right? What a concept.
And a good time will be had by all.
Yeah, and I do rant, and people will deliberately send in super chats. You sound like an overcommitted overachiever, sir. Hey, oh guys, you fucker. Joseph Peck for $2. Not tonight, but I have a set of parody lyrics. Oh, Joseph Peck. Hobo, you are in my Gilded, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so Joseph Peck, you could probably send those parody lyrics over to Hobo Sermons.
That's good. I've done a few other parody songs. I've done like I did a one about Riva, right? Riva, and that was this song that I parodied was Maroon 5's Sugar. If you know that song.
Oh,
Sugar,
God.
you're sweet. It's a fun song, actually.
I hate Maroon 5. Old Maroon 5.
I know, I hate
like
Maroon 5,
wicked old Maroon 5.
First
Like
album,
album
best
one, album. Their old Maroon 5 is pretty good.
I don't sing like him though. I don't sing like the guy. Like
First album, best album. Everything else, meh.
Mm-hmm.
Just
I did that.
Yeah. Well, I have caught up with all the super chats. I have caught up with all the chats, and if everybody's okay with it, I think it's finally time for Hobo Sermons to do his final show for the evening. Hobo, what you got? How you do? Who you know? What you do?
Well, thank you again, Royce, for having me on, as well as Richard and Daniel. Really nice to meet you guys in person here, internet person, I guess you should say.
Yes.
Yeah,
Boy, that sounds
I
like
do.
a racism.
Well, whatever. Embrace it at this point. If somebody calls you racist, you're like, sure.
I love this guy.
Homophobe, yes. Sexist, yeah, it's me, right?
Yep.
I've just embraced it at this point because
You know what
Why
I've
not?
started to say lately? Because I got my Doc Holiday sign up here. He goes, I'll be your Huckleberry. I started being like, I'll be your bigot.
I'll be a bigot. That's a good one. I'll be a bigot. I'll be a transphobe. All right. Yeah. So you can, if you liked what I did, my little impromptu guitar there. I do on YouTube. I stream live on Thursdays and Fridays at 9 a.m. Central. On Thursdays, I do my original songs, and on Fridays, I do covers, just an hour, and that's all I really do. I sometimes will make a single standalone video. I haven't done that in a while, though. But the big thing is the Indiegogo campaign for the Low EP, which will be 5 songs. The single is already out. The single is called Low. You can find it on Spotify, iTunes, Amazon, Tidal, Deezer, Pandora, all the rest. It may even be on like Yandex, I think. I don't know.
What is a Yandex?
Russia's Google. You don't know Yandex? Russia's Google.
I don't go to Russian sites. I mean,
no, come on though, man. You gotta know these things. So if you're gonna be on the internet, you gotta know about. You gotta get on all the other sites as well. The other Weibo. Weibo is China's internet, right? Weibo is China's Google.
What? Like, I'm not trying to be on a list. I'm probably already on many lists, but I don't.
No, you can like is a search engine. It will find different things that Google won't, or like DuckDuckGo won't, or Bing, whatever it is.
And the FBI will be like, "Oh, you're a spy. We're gonna."
No.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It's fine.
They're too busy. They're too busy chasing down people that like. If you went to a school board meeting, they might be interested in what he is. But if you just play on the internet, they're just going to be like, he's a nobody. We can just leave this weeb alone.
Yandex and whatnot. And boys with pins have got locked on his
Doubtful. But yeah, so the Indiegogo campaign's the big one. Our goal is $3,000, and that covers recording, editing, mixing, mastering, as well as hiring a few musicians to come in and help some stuff, and then just like a little extra in there in case things go haywire or sideways. But yeah, so it'll be a digital release. Everybody that contributes will get like a zip file with proper all 5 songs will be in WAV file, so a high quality file, as well as additional album art or EP art will be sent with it as well, that you can't see on a lot of like Spotify. It just has like a picture. You don't get the insides anymore. And if we crush it, if we don't, it's okay. But really just getting it out there is the most important thing. Sharing it, contributing will be a big thing, but get on the live streams as well. I don't know. I'm a terrible shill. That's all I know.
You and me both.
Not as bad as
I'm
the man
not-
that I'm about to talk to.
Not good at it at all. I don't have a skill at shilling. I was fired. Every sales position job I ever had when I was growing up, I was canned because they're like, you don't know, you're not convincing them to buy the stuff. And I'm like, well, they should just decide that on their own. You know, I've never, I don't know how to pitch.
Hobo, if it's okay, may I attempt an impromptu shill for you? Is that okay? May I?
Go right ahead.
Okay.
Please do.
Ladies and gentlemen, a sound that we have not heard in a very long time. That is right. The man, Hobo Sermons, is coming out with a familiar tone known as folk music, trying to get all of you drawn back into the musical roots. He's coming out with Low, a fantastic EP from the single Low, with a companion of songs. Now, what you may not realize is that music is something that moves the soul. It's something that takes us to another place, and it is something that gives us all meaning in our lives and a way to connect with each other. The only thing more powerful than music is food. But we're not talking about food. We're talking about music. And we're talking about Hobo Sermons music. And we're talking about why you should go and support his fantastic Indiegogo campaign, because his goal is to connect people and to do something that's more than just him in a studio and a guitar. It's something to bring you in, to bring your children in, to bring your family in, to bring your friends in, to bring everyone together and around a similar sound. Put it on in the background while you're having a barbecue, sitting around a campfire with some friends, or just driving down the road, making memorable moments. And to be perfectly honest, I know that if Hobo feels the same way that I do when he hears that his song was playing in the background of a memorable moment, well, that's why you should download his song. Because I think he would absolutely love to hear you guys reach out and say, hey, I had this amazing, memorable moment, and you were the soundtrack of my life in that moment. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you believe in what Hobo music is doing, Hobo Sermons is doing, go and support him over on Indiegogo.
Yeah, that was way better than I could ever do. Whoever says you're gay in the chat, they're just wrong. They're just wrong. That was great. Thank you, Royce. I appreciate that. That was good. That was really good. I'm gonna have to cut that later. I'm gonna have to clip that scene and just post it different places all over.
You know the thing about doing a good shill is you have to believe in it. You have to believe in it, and you have to think about. You've got to think, especially, those things that, as a musician, those things that that you hear that people have said. I have actually had somebody tell me back in the day, they're like, dude, this girl I was dating, yeah, we were hanging out in the back of the car and your CD was playing and it just so happened to be to this song. And the guy told me about it. And I was just like, okay, so that's really cool. Like, and he was like, no, it was actually the perfect song for the moment, man. And I was just like, wow, like that's just something that I never thought about. And so when thinking about moments and experiences and soundtracks and fun times, it's like, go support Hobo Sermons and his EP, because he could be the soundtrack of your next fun time, your next barbecue, your next campfire. He could be the soundtrack of a moment in your life that you will never forget, but you'll never be able to know unless you go and support him over on Indiegogo. And I genuinely mean that. So,
Thank you, Royce. Thank you very much.
oh, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Mr. Daniel P. Riley.
Hi.
All right, fine. I'll let you off the hook this week.
No,
Well,
no, 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 no.
wait.
No, 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 no.
I was gonna say he should shill his he's
I
got a
do
crowdfunder
yeah.
active.
He does. He does.
I do have things that I should shill, so I'm going to. So
I kind of knew that. I just wanted to see what he was going to do.
Yeah. So
Fair.
the virtual book signing for GCI 2 is still going on all through the month of June on Fund My Comic. It's pretty easy to find. There is an update in which you can see the first page of the first issue of GCI 1's comic adaptation, which has a wonderfully awesome, menacing anime style moment right in the beginning. It starts off with a bang and just goes from there. I have my artist working on the next 5 pages currently, and each issue will be 12 physical pages of comic panels. So that's 24 actual pages front and back, covering each chapter of book 1, and we'll just keep going from there. Yeah, there it is. If you click updates, you'll be able to show the picture go up a little bit, and right next to campaign it says updates. Booyah. View more.
It's not doing anything.
View more.
Where's view more? Oh, there.
There you go.
Why are you hiding things from me?
It's not me. That's the website. But
I'm tired and mildly drunk. You shouldn't do that to me.
Yeah, so that is the first page, which is the introduction of Gabriel taking out 3 guys in an alleyway that he was contracted to kill. And it'll just snowball from there. Yeah, I really enjoyed setting this up with the artist, particularly that Suba flick, because the whole book is a Kurosawa inspired cyber samurai story set in a futuristic Tokyo. So I wanted both modern aesthetics and some old samurai tropes to be involved. So that moment before the sword is drawn is just, it's one of those things that's just iconic in samurai films.
I'm sorry, my favorite scene here is the sword going. I'm watching an anime right now, and I don't actually know how I feel about it, so I won't mention it here on stream because it's
little
weird.
Detail I haven't shared with anybody else, but I'll share here in Iron Age Nights because I love you guys, is that this panel is the way it's going to be. My daughter's actually going to be adding a splash of color to some of the scenes, so it's not just going to be full black and white. There will be hints of color here, specifically in like neon signs.
Let's go. It won't zoom in properly. I sorry, I was trying to get zooming over here. It wouldn't zoom in over here.
And weapon strikes going forward. So one of the details that I wanted to put into this is that, as you can see in that last panel, the weapon stripe is just black and white. Once Gabriel actually meets Hannah and he begins to defend her, basically he locks into that human drive to do something that's far greater than just following orders. He starts to feel something. Then the panels from that point forward will be both colorized. My daughter's going to be colorizing the weapon strikes for that, and they will have an added element to them that's going to be really cool. So for this first issue, most everyone is just going to see the regular, which is pretty dang awesome, but the regular slash marks and things like that. But everything after he engages with Hannah and begins his journey into becoming an actual human being and not just a machine of destruction will be colored in order to sort of really punch that he feels something and what is so important about defending her and protecting her from all of these people trying to kill her comes out in his fighting.
There you go.
It looks great. It looks great.
Yeah,
It
the
really
artist
does.
is phenomenal, and I've locked him in for a long time because I've got a lot of story to tell.
Good. You threw a lot of $1 bills at anyway.
And speaking of that, I'm not going to go any further into any other shill stuff. You know, I always auto shill the Legacy of Heroes video ad, that sort of thing. But this is kind of a special circumstance. And I've offered to help with projects, things that both Royce and Richard have put together many times, and they both shot me down because they're like that. So I'm going to offer this.
Don't throw shit out there that I don't quite remember right now.
I offered to help you with the computer, bro.
Oh yeah, I remember that thing. Yeah, no, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, exactly. So instead, I'm going to help make this dream here a reality. Indiegogo and I are not friends, so I'm not going to put it on the Indiegogo campaign. But after the show is done, Hobo, you and I would like to discuss a way for me to help fund your project. You know, beyond going straight through Indiegogo, I want to give a pretty decent amount of money to get you going.
Sweet.
I
Okay,
believe,
yeah.
After listening to that song and talking to you, I believe in what you're doing here. And since these jackasses won't let me help them, I'm going to.
Wow, jackasses, really? That's okay.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
The hostility.
You've been watching too much Friday Night Tights there, Royce.
So here's the
drama
problem.
gets the views.
Here's the problem. When you remove the seat of power, the wig of destiny, it made a noise. The wig of destiny did not like when I got rid of the seat of power, and now I'm slightly terrified.
That's why you don't mess with the seat of power.
I didn't know they were friends.
What do you mean?
I didn't know.
They're legendary items. Of course they're gonna talk.
I know. I just need a lore. But fuck, Richard, did we ever figure out what your legendary item was? It was a crown, right? Was it a crown?
Oh, you know what? That's actually really funny because I definitely was supposed to. I was up in Arkansas, and there was a miniature anvil that I probably should have picked up, but I didn't see it, so I didn't take it home, and I completely forgot all about it.
Chat, is his legendary item an anvil or a crown? Because we call you King Richard, but you also beat on the anvil. But Richard, you've got a shield to do. Good sir, what am I doing? Good sir, go.
Okay. IronAge.media is my website. It's where everything that I'm doing can at least somewhat be linked. I don't really shout out my YouTube activities there too much, but my YouTube is linked from IronAge.media if you want to find it that way, as is my Twitter and Instagram. You can find me those places. Generally, I'm shouting out articles that I do, but I'm also, sharing things that I like and talking to people there. The big project that I have going on is Anvil, Iron Age Magazine. It's a collection of short stories and comics. The first issue is I'm cramming it into print as we, I'm like getting it there, pushing it across the finish line with the printer and with the help of Jake Calta, who's not here tonight, from 365 Infantry. And yeah, so him and Mr. Riley down there have been an immense help with that project and are going to be key players in issue number 2 as well. And you'll be hearing more about that in the coming weeks. But yeah, that's about everything I have going on.
And the chill stream.
Yeah, okay, chill streams. By the way, I want to kind of put a
Can't do
little
chill
notice
stream.
out on chill streams. I have been painting miniatures and playing BattleTech and things like that. For the time being,
And ignoring me
yeah,
Intentionally.
for the time being,
twice.
well, it is a chill stream. Never mind, anyway. But for the time being, I'm not really going to be doing.
Are
any
you
more
saying I'm not
BattleTech
chill?
oriented
Is that what
stuff.
you're saying?
Yes.
I mean, that is the implication, Royce. No, the BattleTech IP or license holders right now have been pulling some fairly scummy moves and being pretty aggressive with some of the Pride Month activities, shall we say, and not just to the point of demanding that certain things be shown, but that other things are silenced. And it's just left a bad taste in my mouth. I don't want to do anything that could be perceived of as promoting that. So for the time being, chill streams are going to be more gaming streams, either just me streaming some goofy game that I enjoy, or maybe a tabletop game that my wife and I will play. I still have a purloined set of spell slingers from Vindicated Entertainment, so maybe we'll play that, but it's not going to be any more miniature painting for the time being.
Dude, I
Fair.
fully support that. 100%.
Yep.
They already kind of borderline, but I was like, well, maybe if they don't do anything else,
And they did other things.
yeah. And then they did, and I was like, okay, well,
I'm going to try to press a button here. Does this work the way that I think it does? Into the StreamYard.
Oh yeah, it's working now. It doesn't sound all.
I put
Man,
it into the
weird.
StreamYard. I literally downloaded it from the link you sent me. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Low. I've been a
sounds
Drinking
way better.
Crazy. This has been Iron Age Nights. See you guys on Sunday for Sunday Coffee.
Big star, have a cigar. You got the talent, you're gonna go far. Get you women, we'll get you millions. We'll take you where you always wanted. It's just a small thing to make it happen. Just a blood oath and black magic. But when the ink dries, you'll be sky high. Another puppet, another play toy. And if you're thinking you can break out, you'll find nothing left of what once was. In too deep now, another cash cow. Rock the boat and we'll just drag you low. Drag you drag you drag you Hey, the sweetie, aren't you pretty? I think you're ready to be the next thing. We'll make you famous, we'll make you gorgeous. We'll have your face up on every billboard. There's one catch though, before your star soars. You need to lie down, take off your clothes. But when it's over, you'll be adored. Another scarlet, another cheap whore. And if you're thinking you can break out, you'll find nothing left of what once was. In too deep now, another cash cow. Rock the boat and we'll just drag you